You're watching the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Oh boy, we're going to talk some music here on a Thursday edition of the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hey everybody, welcome into this Thursday as we're live from TPC Sawgrass, and not really for the Players Championship. We've actually got a streaming seminar with Action News Jacks that we're here for, so you might hear a little bit of that in the background. It's a rainy day here at TPC. Next week, we have TPC Media Day, so we'll have more on the Players' Championship coming up, but always good to be over here in Ponte Vedra. And the Players' Championship is just around the corner inside 40 days to go until the Players. And music, oh, my forte. I mean, Austen has a tremendous topic here on the show today. And I've got about 10 minutes to figure it out. That is not enough lead time, but I can't wait to see what him and Hamby come up with. It's right in their wheelhouse, and I'll do my best. We have to predict or actually produce and try to execute the halftime show. What would you make it if you could? Budget unlimited here for the halftime performance in Super Bowl 60, or maybe it's Super Bowl 61. When the Jaguars are in it next year, wherever the heck that one is. Brent Martineau here, Austen Lane, back from fight camp in Orlando, back in Jacksonville here today and tomorrow. And he's in studio. And, hey, a couple-year anniversary, Austen Lane, of the streaming network here with Action Sports Jacks 24/7. This is the second time we've done this. This is how big streaming has become, that we are putting on seminars with Action News Jacks and clients and other folks, just showcasing how big it is and what we've been able to do and the growth of the network. So I won't get in the weeds on that because it will sound like a lot of patting of the back, but we're here to stay, man. That's the biggest thing. 8 to 18 months is always my window. We survived on the radio side longer than that. It looks like we're surviving. Well, we already have survived longer than that on the streaming side too.
Yeah, man, I'm Chat GPT, eat your heart out. You know, you may be able to do a lot of things, but can you talk sports? Can you be entertaining? Not yet. So until that time, I feel like we're still going to be in business. And shout out to you. Obviously, I think you're at TPC right now, and beautiful day for golf, right? So probably a good thing that you're inside and, doing your thing.
You know, it's funny, as I got out of the car, I was loading everything up into here, and I saw a couple of guys come out, and it looked like, I think if you come over to TPC Sawgrass and guys are playing the stadium course, this is obviously a bucket list item, and to get onto the stadium course is not easy, and you got to make plans. It looked like to me they were not from Jacksonville, let's just say that. Maybe not even from the United States. Now, if they're not from the United States, this weather's probably okay for golfers coming over from England, Scotland, wherever else. But the point is, this isn't the ideal day for golf here in Jacksonville, Florida, or Ponte Vedra, but it doesn't matter. If you get your chance to play TPC Sawgrass in the stadium course, you made the investment, the time and the money. You're coming on over and playing no matter what.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man, but I'd also probably just be at home playing Golden Tee, you know what I'm saying, and just play the course from there in the confines of warmth and without any rain or anything in my face.
Is there something that you'll do? Like you're a festival guy. So how many times have you braved like the festivals in bad weather? Because I remember we were in Wyoming, and one of the things we did when we went out to like Yellowstone, and we saw some people in Laramie, but Laramie has this big I think they call it, I forget the name of it now, and I shouldn't forget the name of it, but it's like a rodeo, basically, festival for 10 days. But they have concerts and everything else. So we went and saw Eric Church there, and I was so fired up, man. I was like, hey, this is going to be cool. It's this real big festival, rodeo, country, all that stuff. And it poured out, man. We were just like getting drenched, puddles, on the track, like this dirt track. It was almost miserable, yet still somewhat enjoyable. So I would imagine you've run into some of that at time to time on the music scene.
Oh, no, without a doubt. But it's crazy because the older I get, the more I just think like, yeah, I really don't want to do this. But like this was, I think, 2012 or 13 when I went to Coachella in the middle of the desert of Indio, California. And they had like major sandstorms and everything where people's tents were getting knocked over. Thankfully, I wasn't like staying outside. I had like a hotel. But yeah, I mean, it was absolutely chaotic because like all the buses, the shuttles kind of got shut down for a while because of the storms and everything. Some of the concerts got a little postponed, but like that's the price you pay, man. Like I was gonna see Jay-Z and Nas, and I wanted to see the Outkast, reunion tour. So I had to stomach through it, man. But it wasn't ideal. And like looking back now, being 38 years old, I probably wouldn't go through it again. I think like when I was in my early 30s or my late 20s, I'm like, yeah, I can handle anything. Now it's like I need like 2 days to recover after a day of a festival. So I feel like I'm kind of past my prime when it comes to that.
You live life to tell stories, man. I actually remember that too when you're talking about it. I remember that being a big story and running around social media, and was like, wow, like some of the pictures and images and scenes were pretty crazy
Yeah.
coming out of that. So you weathered through it. All right, man. Speaking of music, before we get to some football, and we have a cool thing I think we're doing today. Well, we think Austin's coming up with a bunch of ideas. That's what Austin has some crazy ideas, not crazy bad, crazy good.
Oh no, some of them are really crazy bad too. That's okay.
I like these, man. I think you're on a roll right now. I like. We're at 11 o'clock today. I don't know how long it will take, but we're going to go through what we think are the top 64 best moments of the Jaguars 2025. Not necessarily this season, but 2025. So include, and it will include, just to give you a little hint, Travis Hunter being drafted. Okay, so it doesn't have to be during the season, but we also want our listeners and viewers and people that hang out with us all day to help us just in case we miss anything. The idea of this is to kind of put this out there. Here's the list. We actually have 2 open spots, or we can craft that. And can they help us make sure we don't miss anything? And then we're going to use this as a bracket pretty much from late February all the way through the March Madness and NCAA tournament, side by side with the basketball tournament. Have some fun with it that way and find out the best moment of 2025, where we'll put it on Twitter and Instagram and people can vote on it. So we'll have that coming up. But before we do that, you came up with this other idea about halftime performances. And we don't have to do this right now, but set the table so people can start thinking about it. What are the parameters in mind?
Yeah, I mean, basically this inspiration came because if you spend any time on Twitter, regardless what the algorithm looks like, you see people that are excited for Bad Bunny and people that are not so excited for Bad Bunny. And then on the other side, then you have people that are excited for Kid Rock and some people with a lot of first names, and then people that are not so excited for Kid Rock and a bunch of country music artists with a bunch of first names. So obviously, there's like anything political, there's two sides.
It's political.
It's political. and there's 2 sides to it, obviously. So it kind of got me on the path a little bit of, okay, like, could you construct a lineup for the Super Bowl? And it can feature 3 artists or 3 musicians, whatever you want to do, all genres, that haven't played before at the Super Bowl. That's the important thing. Have not played before at the Super Bowl. And can you essentially book a lineup that everyone's going to love, that no one's going to have a problem with? And obviously be entertaining and like take the world by storm, right? So those are essentially the parameters. So all we're looking for is 3 artists or groups that have never played this Super Bowl before.
Okay, so just because I feel like Hamby's already going to screw this up and just go with whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like whatever he wants.
Rush. Here comes Rush.
Yeah, no, I'm already finished it, and Rush is not on there. Okay. I know I've got to please the people.
Upset of the day. Okay, so that's good to know. It's not just like, hey, what I would like to see. And that's what I thought you were going with. Because really you're trying to tap into a bunch of different demographics then and everything else, from popularity to maybe a little bit of old school, and 3 performers, individuals, groups, whatever, that we would base that on. So I need a little bit more time to think through this. You usually have to give me, when it comes to this kind of stuff, maybe 3 days, not about 10 minutes. But I'm going to try my best, and we'll see how I know you guys will hit a home run with this.
Poor Brent, man. But Brent thought I was going to be like our favorite artist. So he was like, Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines, Reba McEntire. Let's go. Get him out there. Big numbers. Yeah.
By the way, like, Hamby, you got to keep letting me know. I can lower the light in here, but it feels like I just left the Lane Kiffin tanning booth with this shot. Like, how am I getting redder and redder during the show? Like,
your eyes are also look redder and redder.
I have. Well, there's nothing going on there. Maybe some allergies. And I mean, I haven't even done push-ups yet here on the show.
What's up with these push-ups, by the way? I haven't. No.
All right. So we were talking. I think it was right after you left, and we were just talking again about the idea of I kind of want to, but I think I'm just saying I want to do something of a sparring session with you on the show live.
Okay.
I don't know how this is going to work, but I feel like there's something there. And I like this. The border, like I want the feeling of the sparring session without my face ending up all red like this and bruised ribs. So I kind of want to do it. But I feel like somewhere in there I need to get in better shape or whatever shape. And so one of our thoughts, and I really like this because, well, I've actually thought about this in the past, because I feel like doing push-ups and squats are a good way to at least feel better. And you can do them throughout the day in the office or wherever else. So I said, well, every break I got to do 10 push-ups, 10 squats.
I like it.
So
I like that a lot.
That'd be 5 different breaks. But like I feel, so we got to evolve this thing a little bit more. 1, so I'll feel better about myself. 2, get in shape for the sparring session. But 3, we could play along. Like we could get to the point where, hey, if you're a listener on the show, I mean, even if you're at the office or at home working, drop and give us 10. You know, I mean, you can do it along with us and you'll feel pretty good at the end of the day.
I mean, obviously, if we're talking about this whole thing, my mind goes to like the people should call us out if we do something that we always do. So, for instance, if Hamby brings up Georgia or says we in terms of the Georgia Bulldogs or the Jacksonville Jaguars, then boom, call them out. That's going to be 10 push-ups on the spot right there. Brent, I'm trying to think for you, man. I don't know. Anytime you want to hate on, I'm trying to think, man. I guess golf gets golf is kind of part of sport. I don't know, but you know, like we all have our things that we do, right? Yeah, so anytime like we do that, then the fans can call us out in the chat, and that's got to be 10 push-ups right there.
I like that. So like it's kind of like the Matthew Driscoll thing, right? Maybe we do it in homage of Coach Driscoll, because if anybody swears at a practice, you got to drop and give you 10. Now, hopefully swearing's not in it for us. We don't do a lot of it, but we like to get away with it once in a while. So there is that. How about anytime anybody mentions 6'7", automatic? Boom.
I like that.
I can't do no. Well, okay, that's fine. But then I guess I'm going back to heavyweight because I'll be putting on some more muscle. Because like it's like predisposed now, man. It's like it's like a sneeze. Or if I hear it, I got to do it. I'm sorry.
It's funny how it's
Brent, they got me. They got me.
They got you. It is crazy how I feel like over Christmas time specifically, some of that might have been, maybe it was Thanksgiving, went back and saw my niece and nephew. They were a little bit younger. And I was wondering if my mom and dad had even heard about it, and the kids came home for Christmas. So they're all doing it. But it was very much peak of my ears. Like if you said it, it was like, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Really went off. Not right now. Like it's not on my radar as much. Everybody's got to remind me, you just said it now. So I don't know why it left my radar, but it's like gone from there. So I may accidentally say it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, hey, Pfizer, let's come up with a vaccine or something, man, because it is literally a sickness for me right now.
Wow.
Like I can't. Like I seriously, every time I was in the supermarket like a month ago, and like somebody said like, okay, this person in front of me. And they were like, hey, that's going to be like, for $5, 6, 7 cents. And I'm literally like out of just habit. I just go, just like that. I didn't say that. I just go to the person in front of me.
Dude.
And they didn't even acknowledge me, but I'm just like, I got to do it. I don't know. It's a tick, Hamby. I don't know, man.
It's a tick.
I need help.
Like that. Steph's like that right now. We're driving home the other night from the baseball game in Georgia. And she's like, you've got 67 miles to go.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Bruh.
I'm doing it.
Like, what are we doing here?
I need help, man. I need help, Brent.
Hamby isn't on your radar at all. Or you done? Well, you're around high school kids, man. You got your coaching.
They don't hit that anymore.
So this is the funny thing, because this reminds me of like when I played in the league. So to me, the 6'7" is what we had when it was the pause. But when someone said something questionable and then you'd go pause, that's what the new 6'7" is. And like the best part about that was because obviously, I've told many stories about our defensive line room, and Joe Cullen would always set himself up for a big old pause. But like the quietest, most humble guy on the team, Tyson Alualu, would say pause under his breath more than anybody in defensive line room. So like,
predicted it.
Oh yeah. So Joe Cullen would be like, you got to stick on him. You got to go right through him. Like, get on top of him. Just get him. And then Tyson would just be like, pause. and of all people, Tyson Alualu to say it was like, it was all time. It was the best.
It's funny. I'll give you another one. I don't know if people are saying it as much, but it used to hit differently. And I know it went for years and years. And I feel like somebody said it the other day, but it doesn't feel like people say it as much. And maybe I'm wrong. But where's the word bet in
Oh.
today's society?
I'm
Like,
still
where
on
are
it.
we at?
I
Oh,
think
you
it's still
say it?
used. Oh yeah. I've said it. I said it in text message. Bet. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I haven't heard Austin say it a lot. Of course, we're not really in that I guess casual arena together too much. Hamby saying it hits a little bit different, quite frankly.
I think I've heard Hamby
What I
say it
know
to me
about
before.
about the old Hamby. I mean, like I don't feel like I'm not saying bet very much, and Hamby feels like he's as old as me most of the time. So that's why it hits a little bit different. But I don't know. I don't hear. I heard somebody say it the other day, and I'm like, I haven't really heard that a lot. Like that's kind of what went through my mind. It used to be everything. If you're talking to players in the locker room, if you're talking to kids, if you're talking, it was bet. I don't hear it a lot, but I guess it is still out there.
So it's out there, but I think it's more, and sorry, Hamby, but you're going to get included in this. I think it's more of an olds thing. Like, I think we can say it, no one's going to bat an eye. I think if my son said it, then, like, kids his age might look at him a little differently. So I think it's, like, a little more of an older generational thing now to say bet, which is crazy to think about, but, yeah.
I got it's not a bet or it's not anything like that, but it is an ill-timed misphrasing that was a tad embarrassing a couple of days ago. I got a text from somebody on my phone. His name is Nathan, and his last name starts with a P, and is a buddy of mine. And he said, "Yo, late notice, but what are y'all doing tomorrow night?" And I said, "Yo, G," because he went to Georgia, and that's just me. I said, "Yo, G, I don't know what we got going on. I got to check, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can." And then I said, "Well, what's going on? What do you got planned?" And the person responded, "Wanted to invite you over, you and Sarah over for dinner." I look again, and it is a Nathan P., but it's one of the older men at our church who was inviting us over. And I straight up said, "Yo, G," to this guy who I have a lot of respect for and would never say that to in real life. And I was like, what did I just do?
That's like calling him a homie, like homie, like an older gentleman of the Lord, man. Yeah, you can't do that, Hamby. Did he ever address it or not? He just went with it?
So I shot him back. I said, my bad, because he knows the person that I actually thought it was.
Sure.
So I said, yeah, I thought it was this, my bad. And then he goes, no problem.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hamby teaches us words, by the way, sometimes. Like he's around the kids. He's a younger guy. Like, I like when Hamby uses the word the phrasing of "you got rinsed," like on a Hard Rock bet or something. But once in a while, he'll pop one in. I'm like, what the hell does that even? Well, I kind of can get what it means, but
yeah.
I like the new terminology. Maybe
like last night,
drop and give us 10.
Yeah, last night the Warriors got fleeced.
Fleece is a big one still.
Fleece is
but
kind of an older.
So. For whatever reason, and I don't know if this is more like a Gordon Ramsay or like a Bobby Flay thing, but my son is all about using like food, like, oh, that's burnt or that's chopped or, like that's, I don't know. Like now it's chopped. Yeah, but what does it really mean though? Because like he'll say it's chopped, like it's kind of like whack, it's out of style. But like I feel like if it's chopped, it might be, I don't know. I'm still, Brent,
like it should be like that.
Stay
cool,
tuned.
Like that.
I know.
I wouldn't have interpreted that way. I thought that would be like
or cooked. Like or cooked.
Well, cooked is different way, I guess. Yeah, cooked isn't a good connotation usually.
No, it's not. But like, hey, I'd rather have something cooked than raw. So it sounds delicious to me.
But raw used to be one of the biggest words.
Raw was legit. Yeah.
That's wild. It's funny. I love that stuff. I love how it kind of comes back and weaves, and then you're like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
It's just a sign of getting older for sure. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Jason Hamby, live over here at TPC Sawgrass. We've got a streaming network seminar, if you will, over here. The guys back in studio. We'll have some fun again with the Jags Best Moments coming up at 11 o'clock, and also some other things going on in the world of sports. We've been all over the place this week, which has been kind of fun, including the NBA trade deadline, which I think happens today at 3 o'clock. So all eyes are on Giannis. Quick thought from you, Austin. I know Anthony Davis goes, and I said this to he goes to Washington. I said this to Hamby. I don't know if I said this to you in a commercial break or live on the show yesterday, but it feels like Anthony Davis is a bigger name than should just be being shopped around. a couple of times in a couple of years. It'd be like a guy that you'd want to hang on to. But am I wrong about that? Is he just a guy now, or is he still like a top 25 player in the league? How do you view it, Austin?
So when he's healthy, he's definitely a top 25 player in the league. Even from his defense alone, right? Like he's one of I feel like the last true centers that can play solid defense, that can be a perimeter, or not perimeter, but like a bucket blocker and everything like that. And obviously he's got a pretty good offensive finesse game to go along with it. The biggest thing with Anthony Davis is the injuries, right? And I think I saw a stat where I believe before he was traded, Luka had more 30-point games than Anthony Davis actually played for the Mavericks. So when you look at like the Mavericks too, like keep in mind, they traded, it was a lot of things, but they essentially traded away Luka, got Anthony Davis, and now they trade away Anthony Davis and essentially coming around to get Chris Middleton in return, right? So if he's healthy, he's the real deal. The biggest thing is, can he be healthy? But to me, the biggest story is the Wizards now, what they've done. Because I'm not sure if you guys did the exercise, but to me, they're one of the most irrelevant teams in all of basketball. I have them, and I have the Hornets, and then the Pelicans. But the Pelicans have Zion, so it's like there's a little something there to like. But they're a forgotten team. And now you have a Wizards team that is going to have Trae Young. They're going to have Trae Johnson, Anthony Davis, and company. So like going forward, if they can all stay healthy, they may be in the conversation of being a pretty solid team.
Yeah, that's a good call. Because you said that, I'm like, are you sure? Because aren't they terrible? And they are terrible. Like their record's terrible. They're like 24 games back. I think I just looked up 13-36 or something. They've been terrible. You could hardly win a basketball game. But now you got all this star power, and you just said it. Can you stay healthy? And I still don't know if Trae Young – do you feel like Trae Young ever emerged as the guy like you built everything around, or is he just a piece? Because I don't feel like he ever became the guy you can build everything around. Now, he can still be really good. He's a good piece. But in a weird way, I kind of feel like he's Harden-esque, where you're probably not going to build around him, but he's probably going to be a piece of the puzzle, and a pretty big piece of the puzzle.
So it's wild because I think that was the bubble year when it was kind of the coming out party of Trae Young and Luka. And like they were neck and neck in terms of like, wow, these guys are definitely the future of the NBA. And then Luka just kept on, skyrocketing with his brand. And it seems like Trae Young kind of fell off a little bit, especially with an Atlanta team that had other pieces that, were pretty good. I'm not going to sell on Trae Young. I still think he's got some of the tank. And keep in mind, he wanted to go to Washington. It wasn't like he just got traded out of nowhere and then they pulled the rug underneath his feet. Like, my guy wanted to go to Washington. I think that he's from there. He has ties there. Yeah, he asked for it. So, and anytime you have that where it's like, hey, I want to be here, I want to make this work, I think you have a little added incentive. So once again, if he can stay healthy, I still think he's got some left in the tank. And even more, I feel like now than James Harden, where James Harden is kind of more of just a point go-getter. I think Trae Young can facilitate a lot more than that.
It is one other thing that we noticed yesterday, and golly, now I don't even have his name. Let me check. This will punctuate the story, by the way. The Oklahoma City Thunder traded for the guard from the Sixers.
Yeah.
Right? McCain.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's averaging 6 a game.
And I'm not going to lie here. I was like, Hamby, have you ever heard of this guy? And he's like, I don't think so. And I said, okay, let me check him out because this might be just another NBA guy we haven't heard of who averages 18 points a game and dishes out 8 assists. He averages 6 points a game and like 2 assists. Now, I guess looking back on him, he was a first-round pick, I think, in 2024. He's been hurt, blah, 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 blah. SGA now is banged up a little bit, holding out to the end of the All-Star break at the very least to see where he's at. So this might be an insurance piece. That's not the part of the story, though, that's just stunning to me. He got traded for 4 picks. This guy with 6 points and 2 assists a game got traded for 4 picks. One of them a first-round pick and 3 second-round picks. So there's another layer to the story. It is stunning to me every time I see things in the NBA, whether it's the draft time or whether it's these trades, how just not important second-round picks are. Like, I would think in every sport, in every facet of life, when they pick T-ball teams, your second-round pick feel like pretty important. In the NBA, it's like a throwaway thing. It's like a bag of sunflower seeds in baseball. I mean, how did this dude get traded for 4 picks?
Well, because you have to go back to his rookie year to really see what he was capable of. Because when Maxey went down and Embiid went down, he was kind of called upon a little bit more to be one of the go-to guys of the 76ers. And he had some breakout games. I want to say he averaged like 16 or maybe 15 points a game as a rookie. And that's when he was called upon more. This year, he hasn't been used as much just because and they're not healthy by any means. Embiid's still out, but like Maxey is back in the lineup now and everything. So it's based more off of potential, what he's shown as a rookie than what he's obviously shown this season. And obviously the Thunder, they have a lot at their disposal that they can give up right now because they're in must-win mode. Like there's no sense in Oklahoma City to bring up more young guys and try to develop them and everything. And then no, like your team is set, your team is stacked. Now just add a piece here, add a piece there, and go win some more championships.
Does it surprise you, though? Like, we've done this before in the NBA. I know I've looked it up recently. I think it might have been this year in the draft. Just there are second-round picks that have really been good. But there are a lot of second-round picks that just don't even make the roster. I get it. Like, the math here is somewhat, like, understandable. There's only 12 spots. You have all these guys that already are in the league. I mean, if you continue to draft and guys hang around for 12, 15 years in the NBA, there are only so many players that can play in the NBA. Like, I get some of the math, but it's just like, man, you talk about hitting your ears funny. It just doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter to have a second-round pick. I mean, even like we're excited about Chaz Lanier out of UNF who went to Tennessee. Who's a second-round pick for the Pistons. He plays a little bit there, goes down to the G League, but like, it's not like they are like, oh, we've got to make Chaz Lanier work. Whereas in the NBA, it's like, I mean, NFL, you have Brenton Strange. You're like, this dude has to work or you made a bad pick. Like, you set your organization back. In baseball, I would assume, and drafting in baseball is a little different because it takes 4, 5, 6 years to eventually get there. But you don't want to waste too many second-round picks in baseball, especially now because the draft has shrunk. There are not as many rounds. You don't get as many shots at the board. Yeah. So it really just, I don't even know how to describe it. It just hits me in a funny way that a second-round draft pick, which would be like, wow, that's unbelievable that you got drafted in the second round. And it really feels most of the time you've got no chance to be in the NBA.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It almost seems like if you're going for those second-round picks or late-round picks, you better be a great defender. Like, I think Draymond Green's a classic example of this. I think Draymond was a second-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. And look at how much he means. And look at how much he means to Golden State and like that team and winning championships. You know, he's kind of like the unsung hero, the guy that does all the dirty work. So I don't know, man. Like, we don't want to talk about, like, you know, trying to find those, you know, diamonds in the rough. We talk about the Jaguars late draft picks. The NBA, man, I feel like it's just a crapshoot, right? Like there's like Fred VanVleet, I believe, was an undrafted free agent, and look at him. Like, there's just some guys, no rhyme or reason, where you go undrafted and then all of a sudden you get to the NBA and it works out. But and this, I think, really goes into more like, you know, at the NFL Combine, I always say, like, okay, it's so stupid how, you know, you have all these questionnaire things you got to do and like these psychological testing on these players to find out how they learn and what their work ethic's like. Honestly, I would put a lot more emphasis on that in the NBA. Because I really think like that there's so many talented guys out there, but it really comes down to attitude. I feel like your willingness to play defense, your willingness to play a system, and your willingness to get better, right? Because I think in the NFL, like, yeah, you come in the NFL and obviously the offseason you can get better here, you get better there, you get bigger, faster, stronger. But in the NBA, it's like if you don't spend an offseason working your ass off, it can fall off like that. And we see it happen all the time. So I think it's even more important to kind of find out like the psyche of an NBA athlete coming out of college, the NBA, and what he can bring to your team.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, by the way. And they draft some, you know, the game changers usually are in the lottery, but they're really young guys. They might be like underdeveloped guys, maybe not only skill set, but they're not even like grown men yet. So that thing's hard to project. But the other thing I would say about this is the money is so real in the NBA. Like the one thing, like if you draft LaQuinn Allen in the 7th round, I mean, I don't know what the minimum is right now, what, $500,000-$600,000 a year, which is, again, is a good amount of money. But he also knows, like, that's not going to suit me for the rest of my life, right? Like I got to go earn another contract. You're on edge that whole time. You got a guy in the NBA, even a 12th guy. I mean, the money that's being made now is millions of dollars, even for the last guy on the bench, I think. So can they handle the money, right? That's another element of this. Can they handle the money, the lifestyle? Are they going to work? And therefore, if you make a mistake in the NBA on your roster, well, there aren't 40 other guys, I mean, so the investment there is pretty strong. And that's an interesting call, because I do think the NFL combine is a bit of a waste of time. I've said it for a long time. I don't think it's really necessary, but in the NBA, maybe it is. Maybe it would be a little bit more necessary. All right, let's take a break. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Got a couple things going on, and we want your participation. So think about these things. One is we're going to give you our list. We have actually 62. We're looking for 64 best moments of the Jags season. Okay, now these are moments. Like, just to give you an example, it will be a Trevor Lawrence throw to Parker Washington in the end zone in Arizona. Okay, like those are the moments. We're not getting very broad with this. There are a couple of somewhat broad ones, but not a lot. So what are the moments? Start thinking about them. We probably have a lot of them, but we don't want to miss any. So here's an example of, and these are not bracketed in a certain way. This is just listed, and it was the easiest way for us to kind of put it on a graphic, or be last night. So this is the idea, but we want 64 of these so we can then set a bracket up for the next few weeks into March and have some fun with it. And we'll have a chance to vote on these as well on social media. The other thing we're working on is give us 3 artists that you would have if you were the person that was running the halftime of the Super Bowl. You get to pick the 3 artists that it's going to hit a home run. And there's one caveat here. It's not, well, 2. One, it doesn't what you want to see. It's really what would really play to everybody, to the public, to the millions watching. And they can't have already performed at the Super Bowl. So that will eliminate some folks along the way. We'll take a break. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network, live all over social media, live on actionsportsjax.com, live on actionnewsjax.com, live on the Action News Jax Now app as well, and your smart TV. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League, known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Super Bowl 60, of course, on the horizon here this Sunday as we count down and get closer to it. And Tom Brady is, of course, analyzing games and not calling the game because it's not a Fox game. But this was interesting this week when asked about the Super Bowl. He was very, well, Preparation H sitting on the fence, as Austin would say. Tom Brady's old teammates called him out for not siding with Patriots in Super Bowl. And he basically said, listen, I think it's awesome that they are back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. But I'm not picking and like openly cheering for a team. And I don't know if he felt the need to do that. I thought it was it was interesting. In real time, I was like, oh, that's pretty aware of him. I mean, he's an owner of the Raiders. He's on broadcast with Fox. He's calling the biggest game or one of the biggest games every week. Actually, as we've learned, it is the biggest game in that 425 window. And he's not going to say something that will come back and haunt him down the road or whatever else, because when he calls a Super Bowl for Fox and New England's in it, he wants to come across as partial. So in that respect, I thought he took a long view to that kind of response, but it seems like it's hurt some. I think the guy that I've seen the most notable, and I didn't know if he was kidding at first, but now I keep seeing tweets from him, is Asante Samuel. Is that the one you guys have been seeing?
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been going at him.
He's been like going at him, right? Like it's real. I thought it was a joke. He's like really going at him. I'm like, who cares, dude? Get over it.
I know, man. Pettiness, Brent. Pettiness. It is the internet, after all.
So what's he supposed to say? Should he? I thought he was complimentary of the Patriots. It was like a very PR statement the way he said it. Did you have a problem with it? Should he openly be rooting for the Patriots? I mean, if he did, would we criticize him?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're in that high of a role in terms of being a color commentator, I think sometimes you have to put your bias aside and you have to call it down the middle, even if you're not going to call it. But you have to like appear that you're unbiased. So I'm not upset with it. It's more of a professional move than anything, and he's kind of falling in line, being a company man, and so be it. Like I'm not mad at it.
Hamby, what do you think?
I mean, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, he's like Mr. Patriot. So, I mean, the fact that he couldn't even be like, yeah, I'm, I don't have a dog in the fight. Wink, wink. Y'all know. I mean, if he would have said that, I don't even think we have a story. I mean, everybody's like, okay, yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a dog in the fight, but at the end of the day, Mr. Patriot is going to be, pulling for the Patriots and hoping that New England gets another championship. Or even if he just said, I don't have a dog in the fight, but you know me, guys. Like, I always want what's best for New England fans.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like, you could toe the line, but still play the game. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't. This is like, again, this in a way is a little bit of where we're at with this Super Bowl. The storylines, the quiet nature of this over 2 weeks is just not there. And here we go. And again, the Asante Samuel part of this, guys, I don't even like look at Asante Samuel. And think of him as like, hold on, let me just see how long he played for the Patriots. I guess he played from 2003 to 2007, which means he probably won 2 of them. Yeah, he did. He won 2 Super Bowls. I don't know. Like, I don't even think of Asante Samuel as a Patriot. I guess that's on me. Like, when I say Asante Samuel, do you guys like, oh, yeah, great New England Patriot? Is that what comes to mind?
I mean, that's the only place I remember him playing.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you want to give me, like, the top 5, 6 greatest Patriots of all time during those runs, he probably doesn't come to mind right away, but eventually maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this, and I'm not a Patriots fan. I think this is a long game play from Brady. I think it's actually very aware, very smart. And I can go back and look at the comment. It was very complimentary to Patriots fans, excited for Patriot fans, blah, 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 all that stuff. But it was also like, I got the sense I might be calling them in a Super Bowl someday, and I don't want to spend the 2 weeks with people claiming that I'm rooting, for the Patriots. It's already going to naturally happen. So why throw a little spark onto that potential flame someday down the road? Not this year, of course, but someday down the road. Now, this is going to lead me into a different topic that I was actually having with our buddy Steve Sesnick. He's a Patriots fan. And we had this topic the other day. And I think it was just yesterday. We got down a rabbit hole on it. I forget who he was talking about. Because we're talking about the Kraft and Belichick stuff. And what he mentioned, Austin, is the Patriots don't have a lot of guys yet in the Hall of Fame from their dynasty. If you take a look at the Cowboys, there's like a bunch of Cowboys. If you take a look at the Steelers, I mean, they're still getting in. I think Greenwood actually, if he doesn't get in this year, I think it expires. And he's like one of the last ones of the legendary Steelers teams that could or would get in. But they all got in. But I mean, I covered the beginning part of that New England Patriots run, and we obviously all saw it unfold. And I sat there and I'm like, I don't know who else should get in. Belichick, Brady, of course, will get in. I think Richard Seymour already is in. Adam Vinatieri will definitely get in. For some reason, they didn't want to put him on the first ballot because he's a kicker, but he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, to me, he's the best kicker of all time and definitely most clutch guy that we saw. I mean, Justin Tucker might say something about it, too, in terms of best. But he'll be in. And then after that, like, go back and look at those teams. Now, Randy Moss, I don't think he's not a Patriot, right? He's a Viking. And I don't think he falls in the category. Played for him, of course. But, like, I'll give you a guy like Teddy Bruschi. Bruschi's a big name now because we see him on TV and we remember him. And Bruschi was huge in New England. Like, he was the heart and soul of that thing, man. But he was not like a perennial all-pro player. You didn't really think Teddy Bruschi in real time was the best linebacker in the National Football League. And quite frankly, I think they had a lot of guys like that. We looked up players like David Andrews, who was a center, Matt Light, who was an offensive lineman. Very nice careers, but not decorated to the point where, like, that's a slam dunk. They were one of the best in the game, and they belong in. And so it is kind of fascinating. And it also gives you such an unbelievable amount of respect for Belichick and Brady in particular, and the way they were able to glue that team together with, I wouldn't say average guys, above average guys, but it wasn't littered with like superstars. Where even like the Philadelphia Eagles or San Francisco, when they went to 4 straight NFC championships, they got a bunch of star guys that are making all pros every single year. You could claim they're some of the best in the league. The Patriots were not built that way for the better part of 20 years, and they still won whatever they won, 6 Super Bowls.
No, I mean, that's where you have to give them all the credit in the world, because the way they were able to assemble those rosters, it was with a bunch of kind of like misfits, if you will, like Julian Edelman. You know, like would Julian Edelman have worked out on any other team in the NFL? Probably not. You know, Danny Amendola was kind of a highly touted guy, but like he really had his career years, I feel like, in New England. When you talk about the running backs, you know, I mean, there was a laundry list of running backs that they relied on during those Super Bowl runs, like LeGarrette Blount, James White. I know I'm missing so many of them, but like I agree with you. I think it's a testament to just how great Bill Belichick did at coaching those guys and finding, you know, Patriot players, if you will, because a lot of those guys would go to other teams and probably not have as much success. But for whatever reason, it was just the right combination. It was the right IQ. It was the right work ethic, and it just worked in New England. But yeah, I mean, and to be fair, Gronk obviously is the
Chandler coming up with Gronk. I kind of left him out. But so at the end of the day,
Ty Law too, I feel like is a Hall.
Ty Law's already in, and I left him out. So really, and that's what I was trying to say to Sesnick, who's a Patriots fan. I keep busting his chops because, he can bust mine. They keep going to the Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, I think they will have a lot. I mean, you'll have Brady, Belichick, Kraft. So you'll have the three-headed monster. You'll have Gronk. You have Ty Law and Richard Seymour already. You'll have Vinatieri. So what's that, 7? You have 7 guys. But like we looked up players like Willie, and maybe some others will get in. Maybe the Matt Lights of the world or Andrew. I don't know. It depends on the resume, and I don't have it all in front of me. But like we looked up a player like Willie McGinnis, who was a notable player from that squad, and he was a good player in the NFL, very good player in the NFL, former like very high draft pick. I think he was like top 5 draft pick too. But I think I looked up his numbers, and I wasn't like, oh yeah, definitely. I think he has 86 career sacks.
Did you already mention Teddy Bruschi?
Yeah,
we mentioned Bruschi.
Okay,
But that's how we started the conversation.
Right. Because he's the one.
Bruschi. But I think Bruschi gets inflated just because he was the heart and soul guy. Like he was a very good player. He had 30 sacks in his career. He had over 1,000 tackles. But like he's not. Give me the linebackers. Like he's not even Luke Kuechly.
Let me ask you this: what about Vince Wilfork?
Oh yeah,
Wilfork's another one we found. He's going to be in.
You think so?
I think he's gonna be in.
So to me, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, I would assume with Vince Wilfork, he doesn't have the sexiest numbers, obviously, playing the position that he did. But obviously, the position that he played, it was such a key contribution to that defense. I just don't know if, like, do you look at what it meant and, like, for the team overall, or is this more of a stats thing for the Hall of Fame? Because if it's a stats thing, once again, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I assume he didn't put up crazy numbers or anything like that.
Not from that position. I think his sacks were it was like 17 sacks or something. But I think we appreciate the position. I think he also he's a household name from that spot. If you can be a household name from that spot, you did something really well. Played in the league for a long time. I think he was playing with the Patriots for 10 years before he went to Houston, and still was playing at a pretty decent level, if I remember correctly, toward the end of his career. So he was one, Austin, that when we looked it up, I was like, oh, I think he'll make it. So again, you could have Lawyer Malloy is a guy that comes to mind for me back in the early Patriot days, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Very good player for them, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, they had the likes of Troy Brown, who was a huge impact player during some of the early run, just not a Hall of Famer. They had Antoine Smith running the football, was very good when he was running the football, not a Hall of Famer. Christian Fourier was a good player in the National Football League for quite some time, but not a Hall of Famer.
Freaking Matthew Slater.
Well, that was one actually I pointed out. No, seriously, like Matthew Slater. See, I don't think he'll get in, but he was a perennial, the best special teams guy in the National Football League. I just don't think the Hall of Fame gives a damn, because like you got Steve Tasker, who I think still is not in the Hall of Fame, or was he just got in the Hall of Fame? I'm not sure over the last, but I know they've made a push in Buffalo for years and years, widely known as like the best special teams guy in the league for years through that whole run for the Buffalo Bills. And I don't think he got in, never can get in. So Matthew Slater actually could be a guy that you would say, people who really know football would maybe put him in the Hall of Fame, but I just don't know if they're ever going to put that spot in the Hall of Fame. So, it was an interesting conversation, because as we have the conversation, I think we just got up to potentially 8 or 9, maybe even 10 guys from the dynasty in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That would be a damn lot of people representing a 15-year, 20-year run for the New England Patriots.
Oh, without a doubt, man. When you talk about a dynasty, you better have some guys, represented from that dynasty.
Yeah. And But I do think, as we said, it's a little bit of a hat tip to them that they were able to just do what they did for so many. Just to stay on this, and just a real quick one. How many going from Kansas City? Because that's the latest run. And, I mean, you'll end up with Andy Reid. You'll end up with Mahomes. You'll end up with Kelsey. What's his name?
Eric Berry?
Defensive tackle.
Chris Jones.
Oh, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Chris Jones a Hall of Famer?
I would say so, yeah, man. Once again, this is definitely a numbers thing,
Yeah.
but I assume he's got the numbers to back it up, yeah.
Is Tyreek Hill going to the Hall of Fame someday?
I mean, if it's me personally, yes, because there was a couple of seasons where it was unreal, and I think it changed the game.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, longevity-wise, I don't know what the numbers look like, but I do think, like, the echelon, like, the pinnacle of Tyreek Hill deserves to have him in the Hall of Fame.
It's funny. It's like I'm a big eye test, ear test guy on this stuff, as I always say. Like, when you say his name, I feel like he changed the game. He was the best in the game for years, and nobody could figure it out. And it felt like he made them early on what they were, even more than Kelsey and maybe even Mahomes to some degree. But I don't know if the numbers stack up. Like, I mean, it might be like a no-brainer, no, he does not belong, but it does feel like he belongs in terms of the way they change things. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Eric Berry?
Well, Berry, to me, is not part of the – was he part of when they started winning in like 17, 18? I don't think he was. That was more with you. I think he was a little earlier for that, like with you.
I mean, he was with me, but I thought he had
drafted.
He had
the year
Kansas.
you got drafted?
No, I think he was there already, but
He was already there.
Yeah. But he also had like the lymphoma thing that he came back from.
Yeah.
After I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was obviously
and then he still came back and played at a pretty high level, if not mistaken.
He did. He was all right. So he actually, now he might have won that first Super Bowl. No, I don't think he did. I think he retired right before they won their first Super Bowl. So he went from 2010 to 2018, which means he's been out of the league and up for the Hall. And I haven't really heard his name mentioned, Austin, in that conversation, but maybe I've just missed it because he would be eligible. 3-time first team All-Pro in 13, 15, 16, 5-time Pro Bowler, all decades team. Golly, yeah, I mean, all those accolades, but unless I'm missing something, I'm trying not to miss it here. I don't feel like I've heard his name mentioned for the Hall of Fame, and I know you speak very highly of him. I thought he was the best in the game at the time.
One of the best players that I ever shared a locker room with. Dude was so talented. Yeah. And once again, like, and I get the safety position where even back then it was more known for, okay, you got to be like a Bob Sanders and knock everyone's head off, which Eric Berry could do. But, like, there wasn't many guys back then that could take Gronk one-on-one and shut Gronk down like he could. Like, he was just special dude. Special.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. The NFL this week, especially, the NFL is saying all this stuff like, hey, we don't control that, right? And the Pro Football Hall of Fame is on its own, you know, all this stuff. And I know it's called the Pro Football Hall of Fame for a reason, and there is a College Football Hall of Fame. But it does feel like a guy like Berry fits this for me, where he was so good in college, too. Like, he delivered coming out of college. Like, there should be something, like, to be said for that. That should be when you're so hyped up, right? When you deliver and you're supposed to be good and you've been good forever. I'm not saying you should take the college stats into equation, but there's almost like this intangible there where, man, if you delivered on being a top 3, 4, 5 pick, like that checks a box for me. And again, a lot of times you say when you're talking about the Hall of Fame, are you the best player from your position? And I think he was arguably the best player at times at his position. That's why he was a 3-time All-Pro in Eric Berry. So I'll have to look that up a little more, man. I don't know if he retired in 18, that means 23 he would have been eligible. 23, 24, 25, the last few years. But I really don't feel like I've heard his name mentioned in the process. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, and once again, man, I understand that it's not about storylines and everything. Like, it should be about what it was on the field. But to overcome what he had to overcome and then come back on the field and still play at the level that he did, man, like I think that even adds to the mystique and it adds to the story of Eric Berry. So I don't know, man. Like, listen, there's a lot of great candidates out there, and obviously I'm biased because I shared a locker room with him for a little bit, but that dude was as dominant as they come, I think.
Well, we think, Austin, to your point, we think like Calais Campbell's candidacy is going to be aided by the fact that not only was he a good player or a great player for a long time, and obviously we're biased around here, but he's the Bart Starr Award winner. He's the Rooney Award winner. He's the Walter Payton Man of the Year. So these awards really matter to the league, right? Now, they matter to the league. Do they matter to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? I think that's where the difference could come in. But I think they should if they're that important. And so to your point, NFL Comeback Player of the Year should be part of an Eric Berry story because it's a big honor. Like, why give it out? It should be at least viewed in some respects as like an MVP, specifically now where we know well, the MVP isn't going to anybody but a quarterback. Like, so you got to have that lens to look at, wow, this guy's story was part of it. This is a huge accolade on his resume. I mean, and when you get to safeties and really anybody outside of potentially a receiver and a running back, but definitely the quarterback, you've got to almost eliminate like MVPs. You're not even up for the award. You know?
Well, yeah, no, for sure. And once again, it's like, it's one thing if you're comeback player of the year, you know, you're like Joe Flacco. Okay. You're on the couch, you come back, you lead the Cleveland Browns to an improbable playoff run. It's another thing to come back from, you know, Hodgkin's lymphoma, come back, have to go through all the adversity, and you come back and play at a still an all-pro level. Like not a Pro Bowl level, an all-pro level. Like that's crazy, man.
That's pretty crazy. That's good stuff. So it'll be. I'm gonna look a little more into that because I know you've always spoken very highly of him, and obviously I think the accolades speak for themselves. All right, let's take a time out. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network. By the way, welcome to all the viewers on the Action News Jacks now stream as well. Do you know we're syndicated over there now at the Action News Jacks app, Smart TV, actionnewsjacks.com. You can watch us on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream, the Action News Jacks now stream from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. 1 hour syndicated, Austin. You've done
Let's
so
go.
well. If we can potentially get it for the next 2 hours as well, that means we're really doing well. But good news there. More ways to be able to find the show. Brent and Austin Show, Super Bowl 60 coming up. I don't know where you can find the Super Bowl. I think we're actually carrying it on Telemundo in the Action News Jacks family of networks. So maybe you can watch it there. When we come back, the Jags really, as you look back on it, had an unbelievable season. So many memorables that almost like bring memories that bring a smile to your face. We want 64 of the best moments of 2025 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can we find them? We think we have 62. We need your help for a couple of more. We'll do that when we come back. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jacks into the search bar, and then click Action News Jacks thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jacks Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austin Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jacks now using your Roku device.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey guys, we got a new player today. I hear he's pretty good.
Heard this guy played in the NFL.
I think he's an MMA fighter. I've actually been on his show, the Brent and Austin show.
Football and fighting, that's the easy part. Let's see if I still have it on the ice. What the heck, man? Who is this guy? He's saving everything.
Leave the hockey to the pros, man. It's hockey season. Come on out and see the Icemen play. Get your tickets at jacksonvilleicemen.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Oh, we welcome you back here to the Brent and Austin Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Jason Hamby. I'm live at TPC Sawgrass at a streaming seminar as we celebrate our 2-year anniversary of the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Not going anywhere, people. We're just getting bigger and better, hopefully. Well, the Jags hopefully are getting better in 2026, but will it be hard to top 2025? And what you just saw was a little bit of I laid these out in bracket form because eventually they will be in bracket form. So we have 8 images. 62 of the spots are filled. We're looking for 2 more spots, or if we find a couple of other things that we bump something else out, that's possible. So just to lay this out for everybody one more time, I don't want to assume that everybody knows exactly what's going on, but I love the idea Austin came up with. We like to try to have some fun around March Madness. Of course, we'll do the bracket and the basketball, but everybody does that. So we've had some other ideas over the years. Well, this one is 64 of the best Jags moments from 2025. Not just the season, but the entire year. And we'll bracket them up. The hardest part of this will probably be the seeding, but we will do that next week and probably unveil it next week. And then the week following, we'll start to push these out so people have a couple of days for each round to vote and eventually we'll get to the best moment of 2025. And I think these are going to be, again, the seeding is going to be very difficult because it's going to be hard to pick between some of these, and some of them fall into a similar category. And right now you might be able to say, I know what the best moment already is of 2025. But I think there's a lot of competition for this. So that's kind of the story behind it. What we wanted to do today is show you the moments that we came up with, because I really don't want to miss any moments. I told Hamby earlier today, I was like, this is like when you pick our all prep top 25 team in high school football. You want everybody to be considered and don't want to miss like an obvious choice. And that's always the danger of doing those kind of things. And these kind of things is we don't want to leave something out and then 3 weeks from now figure out, oh, shoot, we forgot this, and then couldn't even put it in the conversation. I'm going to get this bug. All right. I got a bug flying around right in front of me, and I'm going to get it. I little Mr. Miyagi in me here in a second. But let's go. What do we got? Some of this is really obvious, Austen, all right? And I think this gives people context of where we're going with this, because Tony Baselli, Liam Cohen, James Gladstone, the hiring of those guys, those are moments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, without a doubt, right? I mean, it's almost like we're starting where it all began, right? And I think with some of the very first key moments, it comes from the new regime coming in. And obviously talk about the new regime coming in. You got Baselli, Cohen, and Gladstone. Now, I think it is fair that, you let them kind of go against each other a little bit just because, they're similar. But what it comes down to is what guy is the most important piece of this team's success so far. And they're all important. Don't get it twisted. But if you only had to pick one, who are you picking?
Yeah, and just, again, I want to reiterate this. This is laid out in a form of, I don't know if they'll be put together in the first round, okay? These are just lists of the ideas right now. So the seeding has not taken place. In fact, I would probably say that we won't have all of those in the first round put together. But they also won't all be number one seeds either. We'll have to figure that part out. But so here's some. Hey, Hamby, can you go back to the other one just real quick, just so we can mention? Thank you. So we got the hiring, we got the drafting of Travis Hunter in there. Winning the AFC South was obviously a huge thing in their first year. That's probably one of the broader ones we have. A lot of these fall under specific plays and moments from the season. Like Trevor's slip six against the Chiefs, right? It'll be etched in people's minds forever. I think it is one of those moments that people will remember where they were, at what part of the stadium they were, where they were in their living room, at whatever party they were watching the Monday night game. So many people were there. And so many moments came from that Monday night game, Austen, like Devin Lloyd's pick six. And later on, we'll even have a Travis Hunter catch and also the Brian Thomas Jr. down the sideline play. I hope we didn't miss any from that game alone.
Yeah, and it's going to be wild because, once again, if you pit what was more important, obviously Trevor Lawrence's game-winning touchdown, we all think about that. But keep in mind, I feel like the Devin Lloyd pick six against the Chiefs turned the entire momentum of that game around because the Chiefs were getting ready to go score. Who knows what would happen if they get in the end zone? So, yeah, listen, the way I kind of envision is we kind of are responsible for maybe seeding the first round. But then eventually it's got to be Twitter and the chat to really bring this thing home. So I'm not going to envy some of these decisions, but that's the power of the vote.
Yeah, that is the power of the vote. I don't envy the way we're doing this at times because we're going to have to keep track of all that and not mess it up. We are the stewards of this great bracket here. Devin Lloyd picks Daniel Jones. I actually think that's one of the most underrated plays of the year because I think, Austen, if you go back to that game, and there'll be some moments on this list from that game, that was a huge game. The buildup of that game was massive. Now, Daniel Jones ends up going out. The Jags end up winning that game big because at the time they were crushing everybody. I think they would have won the game even if Daniel Jones stayed in the game. But the tone setter of that on the second play for Devin Lloyd to pick that off in that game and give the Jags all the momentum that ended up leading to the rest, that the blowout, the Daniel Jones injury, everything else that fell into place. I think we lose sight how big that game was because the Jags won so handily. Jones goes out of it. And also the Jags a couple weeks later take care of the Denver Broncos in what felt like even a bigger game. The biggest game was the 8-4 matchup with the Indianapolis Colts at home.
No, without a doubt, right? And you can say the Jags are a little lucky because when Daniel Jones goes out, that momentum shifted. But weren't the Colts a favorite in that game too or not? I can't remember how that – or was it a pick 'em?
it was like a pick'em. I think it was a pick'em, and we were stunned by that. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
Colts were -2.5.
They're -2.5.
Oh, wow, they were that. How did you find that so quick? Well done.
I've been looking at it.
Yeah. Hamby probably won some money off that one. He remembers.
All right, get us to the next bracket, Hamby. Now we'll try to rip through some of this. But again, we just want to make sure. I don't want to rip through it necessarily because I want to make sure we're not missing anything. We're leaning on you guys that hang out with us every day to make sure we're not missing anything. And we do have 2 more that we've got to add. So we've got the Trevor to Tim Patrick throw against Indy. That's the one he spins out, and you're like, whoa, that might be the best play we've seen from Trevor Lawrence in a Jags uniform. He proceeded to do it like 3 weeks in a row against the Jets in Denver as well. The Parker throw across his body after he rolled out left. That's the one we're talking about there against the Denver Broncos. The specialists all getting in a fight. Ross Matisic, Logan Cook with the Tennessee Titans.
Threatening lives. Threatening players' lives. And then obviously going to the media after it, which, like, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were rivals. Like, I thought this was going to be okay. We don't got to go to the cameras and say this guy was calling me names. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, LaQuint Allen in that mix as well, as we all know, and there'll be some LaQuint Allen on here. Dennis Gardeck, I think this was an underrated. Everybody loved the celebration on the sack. First of all, Gardeck was an underrated player probably all season, but he returned to Arizona also and got the big sack. That was a big moment for him. He downplayed that. It was a huge moment for him. I think Gardeck in general was just one of these players that made the Jags who they were all season. And then the celebration, I know you like.
Oh yeah, I love it. And you want to talk about, to circle back a little bit with the Patriots, right? You just had dudes that played football that got the job done. I felt like Dennis Gardeck was one of those guys, right? Where, he had a couple knee injuries and everything, didn't know how much he had left in the tank. He comes to Jacksonville, gets a new lease on life, and was really, that I want to feel kind of like the heart and soul a bit of that defense, right? Like if you needed a spark, if you needed an injection of life, if you will, Dennis Gardeck was that guy. Now, sometimes maybe it led to a penalty or something like that, but hey, that's the risk that you run sometimes, and obviously that celebration was at the forefront, especially with my son, and I feel like his classmates who really enjoyed doing that in the classroom as well.
Yeah, who knew Dennis Gardeck would be the guy relating to the elementary school guys, the middle schoolers on the playground. Parker Washington had 2 punt return touchdowns this season. Quite frankly, should have had a third. It was a bogus penalty against, I think, the Rams in London. That one got called back on. But Parker, part of his huge year. Then there's Cam Little. How are we going to treat the Cam Little moments? Because the 68-yarder, unbelievable on the road. Yep. What about the 67-yarder at home, which I'm not sure I have that one in here. That might be one that I just thought of. And then the 70-yarder in the preseason.
So you had that in there, Brent, but then I crossed it out, and then I put some other stuff in there just because I felt like, we're really going to have 3 Cam Little field goals when, so I think we just had the 2, the preseason one, and then like the regular season record one as well.
Okay, good deal. And that's going to be tough to pick from because I'll tell you what, man, that preseason moment, when you go for a moment and that 70-yarder went in, that was epic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see how we're gonna handle that one. Just because, okay, it's the regular, it's the record, right? Like the official record, but then it's almost like there's something to say for 70 yards, like that you never thought you'd say in a 70-yard field goal. Like to me, that even adds a little more emphasis on it, even though it was in the preseason. So that'll be an interesting debate to say the least.
All right, so we flipped another one here. And again, a reminder, I know I probably should have taken the first. Now in hindsight, as I'm looking at this and we're doing it, I should have taken first round, second round off. But because these aren't this isn't the seeding that we're going through. I just want to remind everybody, we're just listing the moments right now. Trevor spin throw against the Jets. That was the one, I think, to Parker Washington. Another one where he was backtracking right around the midfield and after rolling out to his left and delivers. Josh Hines-Allen gets a sack record. Might be the most underrated and thing that you forget about from the season, that Hines-Allen became the franchise's sack leader this year. Kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I know exactly where I was. I know exactly what the pass rush move was, and we can talk about it later. But to me, it was really a cool exclamation point on his journey this season. Obviously, he had the stuff with his son in the offseason, which I can't imagine having to go through that as a parent. And then there was the game against Houston where Davis Mills sneaks out on his side and scores a game-winning touchdown. And then it's ironic how ever since that Houston game, Josh Allen became a lot more of a speed to power rusher than just a speed rusher. And on that sack record, he just used the meat and potatoes. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't fancy. It was speed to power, got the job done, and gets a sack record. And I think that Houston game was everything to him, because then it finally made him realize, like, hey, man, if you can play within yourself, the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, and maybe it wouldn't be under the best moments to blow in the game against the Houston Texans, but it was a moment, that's for sure. We debated about that, like maybe that should be, because it was part of the turning point of the season. Trevor hits 4,000 yards. There's a milestone. I think it was significant because they kept him in to do it. They thought it was significant. I think it means something for the fans to be able to tout Trevor. I think it meant something to Liam Cohen to be able to tout Trevor in this big second half and in the MVP race and an MVP finalist, because you can hit numbers like that and they really pop to people. 3,980 yards is different than 4,000 yards, quite frankly.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I wonder, because like with that one, I mean, they obviously try to get Trevor that record. You know, he probably could have came out earlier in the game if they wanted to take him out, and thank God he didn't get hurt or anything like that. But I understand the meaning, the significance of 4,000 yards. And really, like, I mean, you know, that number will, you know, live in Jags lore, but it's almost like, how much does it really mean? Because, and I don't even know what game it was, but we kind of figured out that Trevor was going to be the guy going forward, despite of how many yards he threw, probably a little more than halfway through the season.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trevor to BTJ on the sideline, one of the best throws we've ever seen him make, but there were a bunch of them this season, and a terrific play for an embattled player in Brian Thomas Jr. at that moment. He was coming off a very slow start to the season. Trevor to Travis Hunter in the Chiefs game, I already mentioned. Oh, where is this one going to fall? Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh post-game, both now in the AFC South. 35 million plus views, by the way, on that piece of video from Marcel Robinson.
That's got to be a Sweet 16.
Family. Yeah, that's got to end up somewhere into the Sweet 16, right?
Yeah, I would hope so, just because I think it was so monumental. Everybody was talking about it, right? Like the national sports media was all over it. And I get it. It was one moment in time, but to me, it signified like, hey, this Liam Cohen guy, because, you know, we already knew who Robert Saleh was, right? This guy's running stadiums like Rocky before every single game. He's really a guy you don't mess with. And we have Liam Cohen, after a huge win, go up to him and kind of stand his ground a little bit. So to me, you know, to go from the Duval thing to, hey, Robert Saleh, I'll fight you, like, I've never seen a progression like that before in sports. So to me, it was almost like the Liam Cohen coming out party, where it's like, hey, don't mess around with me.
Yeah, absolutely. That was early in the season. In that same game, by the way, Eric Armstead, I think people forget about this. Before the hand injury, we did this yesterday or 2 days ago. He was playing pretty well from that defensive tackle position, back where he normally should be this year. And he makes a huge play against his old team. Him going back to San Fran, huge moment for him. The sack force fumble to ice that game. So that's one of them. Travis Hunter, by the way, first NFL touchdown in London. It would be his final game of the season, because then he would get injured in practice. As we continue to flip through these, how about Trevor to Jacoby Myers? Do you guys remember that one? That was when he caught the ball and Trevor kind of trusted him to be there. It was like a 3rd and 12, if you might remember. And he caught the ball and then did like the fallback celebration. That was against the Arizona Cardinals. But it's a big play. And I still think, and you'll see a couple of these moments in that Arizona game, I still feel like Trevor was, like, part of him coming to life was in that Arizona game in a weird way, even though he turned it over 4 times. I thought he made some unbelievable throws, and that 3rd and 12 one to Myers was one of those unbelievable throws in that game. LaQuinn Allen forced a couple of fumbles on kickoffs. I picked the Bills one. He also had the Titans game too, but that was a little bit more of a runaway. So I picked the Bills in the playoffs. Cam, big kicks in Arizona. Again, maybe we can get rid of some of the Cam stuff and kind of put it into a pile. But I thought this was underrated. He made 2 huge kicks. I want to say a 47-52 or something like that. One to kind of help force overtime, and another one in overtime to help win the game. And I think those kicks sometimes people don't give a lot of credence to. They just take them for granted. And I thought they were huge in the moment, part of an almost perfect second half of the season for Cam Little. Devon deflects the two-pointer. That's going to be high up there, Austin. If the Jags lose to the Raiders, where does this season go?
No, you're not wrong, and that to me is just it's an everlasting play because it's the last play of the game, and it was the biggest moment of that game, and who knows what it looks like if you lose to the Raiders, because in hindsight being 2020, but we know how the Raiders finished and everything, and they weren't a really good football team. So to have to go to Las Vegas, play in that game, and you squeak out with the victory due to Devon Hamilton's big hand, we'll take it.
Yeah, a couple others now. Jordan Lewis, interception against Carolina. That was like a diving pick. That was a hello, Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis played unbelievable football for the first 5-6 games at the very least, and then obviously battled injuries later in the season. I don't think we can forget about the impact Jordan Lewis probably made in the locker room and on the field, and kind of given the Jags an identity early in the season when they were getting turnovers after turnovers, 3 and 4 of them a game, to help them get off to a start while the offense was a bit sluggish and beating themselves up. Jordan Lewis was a monster in the first half of the year. It was too bad injuries. And I think by the end of the day, in the Buffalo game, Jordan Lewis being out really hurt this football team. I think if he was around, you wonder, are the Jags still playing? Honestly, if Jordan Lewis was still there, are the Jags still playing? Buster Brown did come to life, played really well this season, so much so that people want to give him a contract extension. Do you remember the pick against the Jets where somehow he caught that ball on the sideline? He had it like balancing on the top of his hand, the diving one, and then was able to corral it. Heck of a play by Buster Brown. Antonio Johnson's on here a couple of times. The pick 6 that he had toward the end of the year. But the big one against Houston where Josh Hines-Allen forces the pick and they catch it right around the 5-6 yard line, that ices the win against the Houston Texans 17-10 in a game that they had been dominating but almost gave away. Travis Etienne, it was hard to find an Etienne moment, Austin, which I think is interesting, because Etienne was so good this year. The game for him was the Jets game. He has 3 touchdown catches. I picked the 3rd touchdown catch because that's the one where he puts the capper on an unbelievable day for Trevor Lawrence, an unbelievable day for him and the backside of the backfield catching the football. And he somersaults into the end zone after he took a screen pass, one of the only screen passes that goes for 45 yards, I think it was, and into the end zone.
Well, as Travis Etienne's representative here, Brent, I can just make you a list of 64 Travis Etienne plays if you want, and then we can do that, as a little bit of like a co-thing here if you want as well, because he has 64 plays we can break down if you want to break them down.
He probably does. Trevor Lawrence to Parker Washington again. I think this is one of the most underrated plays of the season. Somehow he threw it to Parker when Parker's back was turned. Parker turns right in time. They beat good coverage, and this was a bounce back, a must-have-it drive after he had a pretty rough day in terms of the turnovers, 3 or 4 of them. But I also thought he had a brilliant day throwing the football that day in a weird way. You just can't say it out loud when you have a guy that turns it over 4 times. Brenton Strange, remember the big block against Carolina? Oh, I think Carolina still remembers the block.
Yeah, well, and to me, that was really, it's just one play. It's one block, right? Big deal. But to me, that was the coming out party of Brenton Strange, right? Because going into that game, first game of the season, I was still wondering, man, you going to miss Evan Ingram this year? What's it going to look like? And then Brenton Strange comes out and puts the dude in his back. It's like, oh, okay, I understand. Evan Ingram, man, we'll miss you. We're going to miss your 10 checkdowns a game, but we have a guy here who's willing to put people in the dirt, so I'm not mad at it.
I think the Jacoby Myers block gets a bit overlooked. It was in the playoffs against Joey Bosa, kind of blindsided him.
Yeah.
But I also think what Myers brought to it just kind of sums up what he brought, because he was a hell of a blocker on several occasions. But that was the most memorable one just because it was like a highlight block. Jacoby Myers, just part of what he brought to the table. You got the Cole Van Landen extension. You got the Myers extension as moments. How important, significant were they? Were they top 16 kind of moments? Will they go far in our tournament? Cohen post-game small market. Well, another moment for Liam Cohen. He's got a lot of them. It's not often the head coach has a lot of moments, but in his first year, it felt like Liam Cohen had a lot of moments, Austin.
Yeah, without a doubt. And sometimes those moments become T-shirts. So that's definitely a big moment, I feel like, of this franchise. And this was really the story of it all year, was finding those things to rally behind, right? Whether it was the Robert Saleh stuff, whether it was the Sean Payton small market comment. I think Liam Cohen did a lot of great things. One of the best things he did was he found motivation in ways that other coaches wouldn't find it. And I think he got the best out of his players in doing so.
Foye was 1,000th career tackle. I don't think it will probably go too far in this bracket, just my guess. But at the same time, another significant milestone for a player that's been so consistent for the Jags. And I thought he had a terrific year here in Jacksonville. You're not always finding the splash moments, but he's a huge part of what that defense did. As we continue on here, Parker, 63-yard touchdown catch against the Broncos. Yeah, that was pretty good. How about Devin Lloyd's pick against the 49ers? Kind of forget about that one, but it was one of his picks. BTJ, big play against the Texans. That's how they got to 17-10. If you remember, I think Etienne ends up scoring the touchdown, but it was a big adjustment at the line of scrimmage from Trevor Lawrence. Checks out of a run play, hits Brian Thomas Jr. He beats his guy, catches the football, and at that moment, that seemed significant coming off the Cincinnati game, and then he races across the field for a big 40-something yard play. I think it might have been 46 yards. I love this play, and I don't know if everybody caught it or not, but Robert Hainsey, downfield blocking. It's like, I almost forget what game it is. It might have been the Jets or the Colts, but it's on the left side of the formation. He's 20 yards down the field. He blocks Etienne into the end zone, basically down to the 2-3 yard line. He's sitting on his keister, and his arms up are celebrating, fist pumping, and he's so fired up. I just thought it was a great Hainsey moment. You don't usually see moments from offensive linemen. I thought it said a lot.
No, without a doubt. And that was kind of, I feel like, a mentality of a lot of these guys this year. I mean, Anton Harrison had a couple plays where like he went after the whistle and really enforced his will. So, no, but like I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot who it was against, but I can definitely picture Hainsey putting his arms up again and celebrating everything, and hopefully you get a lot more of that next year as well.
All right, we'll keep ripping through these. BTJ, one-handed catch. It's funny, Brian Thomas Jr. had a down year. He ends up on this thing like 4 times. That might show you the importance of Brian Thomas Jr. Trade for Jacoby Myers, big moment, right? Jarian, pick against the Broncos, and Bo Nix. Yeah, he threw it right to him, but it was still, he caught it. It was a pick. Dewey wins it in Arizona with the play late. Again, that Arizona and the Raiders game are huge games in the story of the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2025 to find ways to win games that they usually would find ways to lose. Trevor Lawrence scramble against the Jets. I thought it was playground football from Trevor, and that Jets game was him at his best, where you're like, damn, this dude is balling. And yeah, it was against the Jets, but he was showing it off. Trevor to Tootin, which was a cool design. Wasn't the greatest of throws, and he later would say, I didn't realize. I thought Tootin was a little taller than that. But Tootin makes a great catch. The design by Liam Cohen there, 21 pony personnel, was terrific. Jarian picks off Phillip Rivers. He'll remember that and put it on the mantle. And that helped seal the deal against the Indianapolis Colts in a game that they did not play well. The one game they really didn't play well down the stretch and still found a way to win on the road. I think Josh Hines-Allen sacking Josh Allen in the playoffs is significant. He also gets a safety against Indianapolis. Trayvon set the tone in the Jets game on the 4th and 2. Remember, I think it was Breece Hall on like a little sweep type of run, and he trips him up, and the Jags get the ball right around midfield, and it's like, okay, Jets aren't going to do anything today. Jags aren't sleeping on this game. Travis, we put a couple of moments off the field. Travis Hunter with the nice lady on the plane after the draft. Remember that story going viral?
No, without a doubt. Yeah, and that was because that was before the season, right? Or was it during?
Yeah, it was like in April.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great moment, obviously. And you talk about what the guy could do on the field coming into this team, but then also like the kind of guy that he was off the field. I memean, I think it only added to the enthusiasm and excitement of the type of player that you're getting in Travis Hunter.
Well, and I also showed us his brand off, right? I mean, it certainly he's huge, and I think that was our understanding. Like, this dude, man, is a star, is a big star, and everybody's talking about him. Steezy Trev became a big moment, of course, and almost a movement here in Jacksonville. That would have continued if we had gone here in Jacksonville all the way to the Super Bowl. You feel like everybody in Jacksonville would now have a grill. Tyson forced fumble against the Texans. Austin added this one. It's a good one, too. Tyson Campbell, he made a big difference in that football. Again, maybe many people believe at the time, like, saved that game, but in some respects saved like the early stages of the season, because if the Jags had lost a game they dominated against Houston, and they would have gone to 1-2 at that point, it was a big deal they went to 2-1.
Yeah, and I think I believe he got burned earlier in the game too by Nico, and to come back
He
out and then make that play, once again, it really helped them win the game and change the entire momentum. And you want to talk about like this to me was what started it being different, right? Because I mean, the Jags can't beat Houston and Jacksonville, right? Well, that was checked off the list. And then all of a sudden it was Jags can't win on prime time. They checked that one off the list. Jags can't go to the West Coast. They checked that off the list. I'm not sure if this was the start of it, but it seemed like this was a big part of them getting that momentum to check up all the boxes.
All right, just to finish this up, you mentioned a couple other ones I like. Liam tells Trevor to let it rip. Like they had a conversation. He would always say open and honest conversations. Some people interpret it like they really laid into Trevor during that time. I kind of doubt it was really laid into like, we're making a change if you don't do this. I think it was more conversations of, hey, dude, just go play. And Trevor listened and did. And part of that was a move to the wristband. Thankfully, the wristband, it didn't. Not every play was called from the wristband. In fact, I don't really know if Trevor needed the wristband. I think the whole function of the offense needed the wristband because late in the clock lineups, a lot of illegal motion plays, not everybody on the same page. This seemed to help get everybody on the same page. Love this one. I forgot about Devon Hamilton being the long snapper, the emergency guy in Tennessee. Great story for Devon.
Yeah, and I guess he couldn't really be, I mean, you know, he didn't get the Pro Bowl nod, but he should have been in consideration. Dude came in and did his thing when he had to. Like, I think that should be celebrated a little more, man. So, yeah, that was one moment where I don't want to forget this last season. I get it, like, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't that big of a deal, but it was definitely one I remember, man, and he did a great job in doing so.
I thought it was great. And by the way, I do think there's toughness of Morris Matisic to work his way back in. That was obviously a pretty significant back injury there where he was able to figure it out, play with it, however long that took, and ends up being an All-Pro and Pro Bowler once again.
Well, keep in mind, he had the back injury and then proceeded to judo throw a player on the field as well. And, hey, when you have a back injury, you're still judo throwing dudes, that's why you're an All-Pro right there.
Devin Lloyd's All-Pro, and the Jags dominate the Chargers. I really think – I like that you put that in there because we didn't want to go too broad with these, but I do think that game will stand out to the test of time for me, which showed this team's different. That to me is one of the most significant in my 18 years here, that game and what they did in that football game to dominate the way they did coming off the Houston loss. I think it was a pivotal moment, not only in the season, but maybe in the Liam and Baselli and Gladstone era, and maybe a poignant moment if the Jags win for the next few years that we come back to and say, this is where it changed. So really like that moment. I've got 2 empty spots, guys. Go ahead if you want to talk about the.
Well, no, I was just gonna say real quick too, because like, listen, I couldn't pick one thing with that. Like, what do you want to say? The Jaguars' run game, the Jaguars' defensive line, the Jaguars' second. Like, it was just like it was a complete game that they dominated in every single aspect. Even Jim Harbaugh alluded to the fact of they got dominated in all 3 phases. So I mean, that's what you got to call it, right? Like you just can't single out any play during that game. From the first quarter until the last whistle, like that was a domination that I think set the team on a great trajectory going forward.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so you see 2 blank spots. I don't know what we've got going on in the chat. We've been locked in here. Are we missing anything? That's really what we want to know. Well, we will find 2 more moments if we have to. Some of these moments, should they get booted out of there? Are there 2, 3, 4, 5 things we're missing? We really don't want to miss. And the idea here is that we will seed next week, and then we will have votes every few days on social media that we'll continue to promote and tell you where they're at. But mostly Instagram and Twitter are the easiest ways to do that. And then we will move people on every round. So we're going to have some fun with it in the month of March and a little bit even in February until we reveal right after the Final 4 in early April. So this will take a little bit. We'll have fun with the Jaguars 2025 season and send us in some moments that we potentially missed that should be on there. We want to make them good, right? Because we want there to be some thought behind everybody voting. If the vote ends up 95% to 5%, well, we don't want too many 1s against 16 seats, all right? That's basically what we're going after here. But if we have to, we have to, right? 64 is a lot. Just think about how good – most years, Austin, you couldn't do this. with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, Brent, because this would be shock your mock season right now. We're not even concerned about the draft right now. We're trying to, relive the great moments in Jaguars lore this past season, and there was a lot of them. It's a good thing.
Now, there's some big moments for the Northeast Florida Wahoo shootout over the weekend. Went to their captain's party, and Paul Dozier joins us next. Let's Go Fishing, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC, Armor Guard Exteriors, Gunner Helmet at NorthFlorida.com. You can find them. We'll tell you more about Nimnick and Armor Guard when we come back, and what's happening on the waters as the Northeast Florida Wahoo shootout kicks off for 2026. It's the biggest of its kind in the world, and it's right here in Jacksonville.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Welcome back, Brent and Austin Show. That's our man Paul Dozier right there for the Wahoo Shootout kickoff party. It was a packed house, people braving the cold. Great time over there. What was the wedding venue for me turned kickoff party for them at the farmstead. Unbelievable. Look at it.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, that place is outstanding over there. I'd never been there.
Ancient City.
All running the raffle, and they're giving away a bunch of stuff. And it was freezing that night. It was Saturday night. It was obviously the temps were down, but the wind was howling. And you should have seen all the people that still made it out for this event. They do a great job throwing the party. Paul and Lauren, and they've got the biggest Wahoo Shootout tournament in the world, and it starts up now after this weekend, as they kicked it off last weekend with the party. And we'll keep the cool part about that tournament. We've talked about this now for a few years when we have Paul on for Let's Go Fishing, presented by Nimick Buick GMC and Armor Guard Exteriors. Check out gutterhelmet.northflorida.com, and don't forget 25% off. You tell them Brent and Austin sent you their way. The cool thing about it is, like, it's a scoreboard that keeps running for 5 or 6 weeks. Like, you got a couple of fishing days to go out. You got to declare that. You got to do your best during those days, and there's an aggregate total. And so you never really know. It could happen on day 2, or it could happen one of the last days. And we've had some really cool weigh-ins. I say we, like I'm a part of it. I'm not, but I feel like I've been.
That's 10 push-ups.
Felt like a little bit different than the 10, but you're probably right. That should be a 10. Taking ownership of something that's not mine. 10 push-ups. There you go. But anyway, it's really neat. I think that, again, I'm novice fisherman guy, but I think it's really cool when talking to Lauren and Paul about this event because of the way it's run. And a lot of people have tried to duplicate the way they do their tournaments in general, including that one. So I guess we don't have Paul coming in today. But unless he hit me up and I didn't realize it. But the bottom line is we've got several things going on in the fishing world, including the captain's party and the kickoff party. And this is First Class Fishing. Mike Hagan and his crew, and Mike's a former airline pilot, and their group is called First Class Fishing. And Austin, I was supposed to go with these guys yesterday. So Mike has reached out to Borish on a couple occasions and myself and asked if we wanted to go, and just couldn't make it work. And so when he asked me last week, I said, you know what, let's go. I always want to do a show from a boat. And so I said, I'll bring the Starlink out. And he actually said he's got it. So I said, let's go do it from the boat. We're going 50 miles offshore. We'll have some fun with it. Now, meanwhile, last week when he asked, if you saw the forecast, 35 degrees when we're leaving at 5 in the morning. We're going out from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. He's like, he wears a ski parker to get out there. That's how cold it is. And I'm like, wait a minute, I go fishing like once every 5 years, and I'm going to go when it's 35 degrees at 5 a.m. But I did it. I was like, I did the whole thing, man. I felt real. I went down to I went to Bass Pro Shops. I started looking for really warm gear, get the socks, get whatever else. Don't spend a fortune because I'm not going to do this like all the time, but I want to be prepared.
Game ready.
I'm thinking, the ski bibs that you have?
Of course.
For like snowboarding,
Yep.
Well, we have some of those, like in the house. I was like, I might wear those out there.
Why not, man?
Turns out on Sunday, the forecast shifted a little bit because it was going to be cold, but the winds were not bad last week. The winds were picking up Wednesday morning. So they moved to Tuesday. And then actually, I just heard today that they actually canceled Tuesday as well because the winds were up so much and the seas were just too choppy. So they didn't go. I didn't go. But I am going to go. I just want to make sure. And we're going to do a show from the boat. I've been wanting to do it for 5 years. Back to the ESPN radio days, we're going to do a show from a boat, and we're going to go with First Class Fishing. They are actually fishing in the Wahoo Shootout as well. He actually just asked if I can go next Thursday, and I can't make it next Thursday. But I am going to get out on the water sooner or later, and appreciate those guys for trying to get us to go.
Good for you, man. And, yeah, that's the thing with hunting and fishing. I respect it. I don't mind doing it. But it'd be a lot better if, like, the peak times to get out there weren't, like, 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, if you could just pull up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the fish are hungry and they're ripped round, ready to go, let's do it. But for whatever reason, like, you got to be out there when the sun comes up and it's freezing. Same thing with hunting as well, with deer hunting and everything like that. So I respect it. Those people are hardcore. I like to get my 8 hours. But more power to you if you want to get out there and, you know, have some extra caffeine and try to catch the big ones.
I was ready for it, by the way. I was ready to go. So I appreciate it, Mike. We'll get out there.
Instead of caffeine, you got some beer here too as well, looks like.
Don't you love that, by the way? The Miller Lite, like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people were taking cases of Miller Lite after the captain's party for this Northeast Florida Wahoo Shootout. One of their big sponsors, of course, and Yellowfin Boat. So we'll keep track of the Northeast Florida Wahoo Shootout coming up in the next couple of weeks. But there's a look at that venue that Hamby was talking about. I had never been, but it was a terrific venue, in and out. Had fires all over the place going too. So all the elements to help brave the elements on Saturday night. Good luck to everybody going out fishing and trying to win the big one over the next few weeks in the Northeast Florida Wahoo Shootout. Speaking of our Let's Go Fishing, let's get a tip in from Captain Roger Bump. I'm not sure if you need a little more time, Hamby, or not.
Go ahead.
But you're ready for him? Let's get to Captain Roger Bump, see what he's got for us this week.
Captain Roger Bump with your Action Sports Northeast Florida Inshore Fishing Report. There's two important things. Water temperatures are in the mid-50s to low mid-50s, which is going to keep us in that marina, those creeks, looking for those deeper pools to cast into. And water clarity. Water clarity is about as good as I've ever seen. I mean, you would probably think you're in the Keys or the Bahamas. It's crystal clear, which is going to help sight fishermen. Even lower high tide's not going to really matter because you're going to be able to see at least 4 foot down. From that, water clarity usually means when you start picking through your lures, you're going to want natural patterns. If you're just looking for redfish, black and silver is the best. You can still go with your chartreuses, your pinks, but you can go with a little more natural color with that water clarity, depending on where you are. But you can never bet against a chartreuse tone on any lure, especially with trout. Another thing, when your lure anglers, they're going to start wanting more of a sinking bait. You're going to want something like a mirror lure or some of these countdown lures that you can reel down and it sinks on the paws real slow. A real good one is a Paul Brown. I've caught some big trout on a Paul Brown, and this is everything that's happening is pointing to that lure. In fact, I ordered some. Look up Paul Brown. Another thing is a Sakamata jerk bait, maybe in the 5-inch, or you probably won't be able to buy any of them because they've been such a hot lure for bass fishermen. But what makes that jerk bait, it's a soft plastic jerk bait. It has wings on it. And on the fall, if you get the heavy, I always get the Sakamata heavy. And when you pause it, it does a roll like this and falls. And that same thing as the Paul Brown. Those are some lure choices going into next week. Sheephead biting, really good at the jetties. That's where you're going to get most of your quality fish. There's just no way around it. It's very hard to get them inshore right now. until things start warming up, then they'll start moving in. But right now, your offshore guys and the guys that go to the jetties are going to do best on sheephead. The only problem with sheephead is fiddler crabs, and if you can't get fiddler crabs, you can use clams, you can use oysters, but you better have a receipt on you if you possess those using for fishing. If they pull you over and they find you with oysters and clams, they're going to ask you for a receipt, and you'll get a ticket if you don't have a receipt for buying them. Until next week, this is February 5th, I don't know if I said that. We're going into next week. Things are going to look up, things are going to warm up, and I'll give you some tips here in a minute. I'm Captain Roger Bump with your Action Sports Northeast Florida Inshore Fishing Report.
Appreciate Captain Roger and helping us get ready for the water. I'm late to the show, but did you all start doing push-ups during the break? Not yet. That's Monday. We got to get this stuff organized, and Austin didn't know about it. And I'm right here in front of a lot of potential clients. I'm not doing push-ups in front of clients here at TPC Sawgrass.
This guy, man. Brent, come on, man. You got to commit to the bit.
Monday.
All
Monday
right.
we commit to the bit. All right.
All right.
So thanks to Captain Roger. Thanks to Armor Guard Exteriors, got our helmet at NorthFlorida.com. And also is our friends at Nimnik Buick GMC. Check them out, NimnikBuickGMC.com. Or right off Phillips Highway, 85 years of serving Jacksonville since 1941, and you're a big part of the legacy. Make sure you stop by and celebrate 85 years with the Nimnik family. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville, as well. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane. We are here at if you're just jumping in, like Delphonic, a streaming seminar. And we've got some news 2 years in that from 10 to 11 every day now on the Action News Jacks Now stream, you can catch our show. If you follow a lot of the news with CBS 47, Fox 30, and Action News Jacks, we are part of that. But we'll also show you how far streaming has come, that this room is filled at TPC Sawgrass with people learning about the streaming network. So love that. We continue to spread the word. What are you laughing about?
Because I'm picturing like you with a bunch of olds like learning how to stream for the first time. Like, all right, well, this is the power button. Now this is like Twitch or this is like Twitter. So you click on the app and then you can say go live and everything. And I'm just seeing like a bunch of like 60, 70-year-olds' minds just being blown of like, I had no idea you could do that.
It's a good thought. Like, I get that thought. I didn't really know what it was going to be. We did one of these a few months ago too, and really part of it was we pitched the network, and there's some conversations about us doing another one here in a few months of just sports related stuff. But it's really more of let's see, I don't know how to say it. I think they have people here from like Amazon as well, like our company, to kind of educate folks on just the impact of it.
Huh.
Because
any OnlyFans content creators there?
I won't say that out loud in this room.
It's streaming, man. Come on.
It's streaming. But I think the reality is when most people think of TV and radio, and we all know that this stuff exists, but not too many people know exactly the impact. I actually learned something big, and I love the industry stuff. And I learned something the last one of these we had, just how many people stream our newscasts. Because like the world of, let's say, radio and TV, kind of like newspapers, the normal mediums, people will all say, oh, it's going down, or whatever, or not as big as it used to be. Well, check out the NFL numbers, by the way, if you think people aren't watching TV. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious they'll find what they want to find. But the reality of it, even our newscast, where you'd think like the numbers were starting to go down a little bit from a TV watching experience, the reason why those numbers might be down is because people are streaming it on the app and everywhere else. And more people than I thought do that. I would not have guessed the number. So I just think that it's part of the education. Like even we're still learning it inside the business. But the beauty is when we have these kind of things, I just love the fact that what we're doing is working.
No, you're not wrong, man. As long as we're still on the air, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, Brent, just want to give you a little update here. I mean, I don't know if I'm pumped up about it or a little sad, but it's USA, so I have to get pumped up about it. In mixed doubles curling, USA is 2-0 right now. They just took down Norway 8-6.
Wow!
Shout out to
have started.
Oh yeah. This is the second game for the mixed doubles, man. It started yesterday, I think.
2-0. Did you watch any of it?
I was watching it right now, actually. Well, I was watching it during the show. Brent, I'm an Olympics junkie. I told you, man. I love the Olympics.
So when Austin's looking down, he's watching curling.
I'm not doing research.
Well, hey,
I can do both.
Definitely keep us up to date, okay?
I got you, man.
Please
sure.
do.
Yeah.
By the way, we got all the heavy hitters out here. It's not just me. Mike Borish, Ben Becker. I've seen them here too. I mean, this is
man.
A big day.
You know when you send Ben, you know it's the real deal.
That's huge.
Ben's like stuck in a corner. Everybody's afraid of him. I don't know why.
Yeah, because he might be there to investigate them. People, hey, Brent, you should start looking around, man. People want to talk to Ben Becker.
No one is
something to
safe.
hide. Say what, Hamby?
No one's safe.
No one's safe.
Hey, quick thought. I want to get to this before we start to unveil the halftime performers coming up next. But Hamby, you had something I think from Kelvin Sampson, who's the head coach of Houston. He's built this obviously was big in Oklahoma, also has built the program at Houston. And he was talking about being like they're basically bankrupt at the university, and like the school is, way in the red. We just had this conversation yesterday with Florida State. And in full disclosure, the three of us, I don't really feel like, you're going to have to go find somebody that really is an expert in this and knows exactly what's going on with the dollars and cents. But it doesn't look good at face value when you've got coaches coming out and saying, we're basically bankrupt or we're in trouble. We can't continue to do this. And when Florida State's report says we're $500 million right now in debt, 70% of that is because of the sports programs. But the flip side of that, Hamby, did you see the Indiana report? Where
I did not.
I saw that they were $680 million up in
Wow.
2025, and there was some other category where it was like a $2.5 billion growth or something. So
Seriously?
So I don't understand. Obviously, they had a very successful year. Is that what everybody's chasing? Is it basically like buying a lottery ticket, and it's worth the expenditure for what might come in return? Is that how schools are looking at this, guys? That's the only thing I can figure.
Hamby?
Well, look, it's gotten so bad with the money that, Mr. Beast, of all people, is just like, yo, what if I just spend $100 million on East Carolina University? Could they win a national championship?
I saw that.
I think he's
That's
an
what he's
ECU
doing?
guy. Well,
Yeah,
no, he just
he might
threw
do
it out
that.
there on social media. He's like, yo, can I do this? Like, football fans, let me know. If I spend $100 million, could I get a natty?
Yeah.
And, so
Guys, by the way, if they spend $100 million, let me ask you this. They spend $100 million on ECU football. Will they be good?
heck yeah, it'll be good. What's the
Yeah,
difference
how
between
could
them
you
and
not
Texas
be?
Tech?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Other than the
that's
conference they
model.
play in.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you if you build it, they will come. If you get the money, they will come. Simple as that. Like $100 million is $100 million. So yeah, I think you have a chance to be relevant if you're willing to spend that much money.
No doubt about it. As far as Cignetti goes, or in Indiana, I saw so much yesterday about him, the way he coaches and the efficiency of practice and all that stuff that I didn't really see the money, which is weird. I wish I would have seen that. But, yeah, I think that's what you have to be careful of is that, you have to – Indiana still spent money. They just didn't spend a ton. They didn't spend anywhere close to Texas Tech. But at the end of the day, they paid Cignetti a decent bit to become their head coach. He was a kind of a hot commodity coming from James Madison. They had to pay these players to come from James Madison. Now, it wasn't a lot, but it was a lot more than Indiana football is used to spending. So they still gambled in a sense, and it paid off huge for them. So I think we just got to keep in mind that it's not like, hey, if you just hit big, then you could be up whatever the number was, $1 billion or something, $600 million. You still have to spend the money, and with that comes risk that you could be not necessarily like an FSU because they haven't spent their money on the portal as much as stadium renovations and all that other stuff, coaches. But it's not a guarantee. You still got to hit the right players for sure.
Yeah, I think it's listen. I just don't know. I gotta deep dive into it a little bit more with all the money. I would sit here and tell you that Texas Tech obviously spend a ton of money. They're making a ton of money now from their softball program to their football program, their basketball program, the exposure, everything else. It's probably money well spent. Why is Houston, who's been very good in college basketball, why aren't they making it back? They're actually pretty good in football. I think most of the time they're not great. They're not going to the playoff, but they're not like the worst team in America. If Mr. B spends $100 million on ECU, I think they'll be relevant and good, which would then turn into dollars for the school, exposure, admissions, all these things. Like, I can see the path, but what I can't get a little bit beyond is it feels like college football, college athletic people can be really dumb, like really dumb. And they're managing a lot of money. And I said this yesterday, I just don't know if they are the people that should be managing that amount of money. I don't think that's an easy thing to do, and I don't think they know how to do it sometimes. And so I do think you're getting people go overboard on it and not manage it well. I mean, it's like you sit there and you'll have you go to college and there's a really good chance you take a class or somebody gives you some kind of like symposium like Austen would take being a rookie in the NFL. And it's like, hey, don't get credit card debt, right? And I feel like these universities at the highest levels of presidents and ADs and everywhere else are sitting there getting credit card debt to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, what are we doing? It's the same thing that I feel in baseball, Hamby. Like, a coach will go grab a guy who's throwing 94 and can't, like, hit the ocean.
Right.
But he won't go get the 88-mile-an-hour guy who's carving people up, knows how to pitch, is going to be really good for your program, and he's going to be like a glue guy that can still get people out. Like, he won't look at that guy.
Yeah.
It's just like stupidity because he doesn't throw 94. Like, what an idiotic reason.
Happens all the time.
Guy that can get guys out. It happens all the time. And so people are falling in line, not thinking, they're just following. They've got this great fear of FOMO at the collegiate level, and logic just goes out the window sometimes. Now, there are tough decisions to make. It's not easy. I get it. There's a lot at stake. I get it. But it just feels like, man, they aren't the brightest people sometimes that are playing in a pool that is pretty damn deep.
Well, when you have guys that all they know is ball, it was not that it was a lot easier for them to find success when money wasn't a factor. Well, it was just simply scholarship or not scholarship. But then when you hand a guy who all he knows is ball, all he knows is X's and O's, couldn't balance his own personal checkbook, and you say, hey, we have $30 million to spend on players this year. Well, it's very possible that some of those guys are going to squander it. They're not going to spend it wisely. They're going to gamble here. They're going to gamble there. They're going to mismanage here. I mean, they're not used to having to use that money. So,
I mean, this is the thing, though, right? Because you talk about it's with any business, Hamby. If you spend a lot of money, you expect to get the return on the investment. Mm-hmm. And I think Texas Tech set that blueprint now where it's like, doesn't matter about the culture, the facilities, and the facilities are nice now with Patrick Mahomes and everybody, but it doesn't matter. Like, if we invest this much money, we should get a return then on that dollar. And they did. Like, they won a national championship? No. But for the first time, I feel like in a long time, since maybe Crabtree and company, they were in the national relevancy. And I think as long as you have that capital, I think any team has the capabilities to be relevant. Sorry, I was fist pumping. The USA women just scored against the Czech Republic, so it was a big goal.
I can appreciate that. Is this in hockey?
Yeah. U.S. women's hockey right now is going on. Brent, I'm going to be honest. USA is looking great. The Czech women, though, playing a little dirty, playing a little too dirty for my liking. There's been 2 cheap shots that have kind of started a little bit of a skirmish in this game, so something to keep track of. But USA is out shooting in the Czech Republic 27-8. The USA leads the Czech Republic 4-1.
So does this mean the hockey venue got done?
I don't know if I'd call it done. They're skating on it. We'll say that much. They're skating on it.
All right. I feel like we can do Olympic updates with Austen just about every day.
I got you,
here
man.
On the show. When we come back, Brent and Austen show, halftime update with Austen and Hamby and myself. You got to name 3 artists that haven't performed in the Super Bowl that you would sign them up, and it would be a banger for everybody watching Super Bowl 60 or maybe 61. Who will it be? We'll talk about that next. Brent and Austen show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville, off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I want to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Say he doesn't make a tackle, you still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
All right, you guys think this is going to be good? Because I have no idea. So is it going to be good?
Oh, the halftime show?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Hamby. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. Like, I know Bad Bunny. I know songs. I don't know them all by heart or anything. But, like, I've never really been disappointed by a Super Bowl halftime show. Like, even, like, The Weeknd, which I wasn't really a big fan of, like, you know, like, him going through the Hall of Mirrors and all that stuff. Like, it's, like, they're going to spend a lot of money. No expense has been spared. Like, it's going to be fun. I'm all for it.
That's interesting you say that. You think most halftime shows have been good.
Yeah, there hasn't been one halftime show where I went like, oh, this was stupid. What a waste of time. Like, and I understand not all these performers are for me, and I get it. Like, they try to keep it fresh every single year, but I've never watched one Super Bowl halftime show and thought, well, this was dumb.
That's interesting. I feel like we get a lot of discourse on it, like on a Sunday. Like everybody's got an opinion. Of course, we're seeing that on social media, which I always say is like, it might be 10% of the population, folks. Like, really, those are the people that want to complain about a lot of things. So maybe that's why. But it does feel like we get a lot of discourse on a Monday. Or, I mean, we just have shows crafted for that now, not just social media, but whether it's Entertainment Tonight or whatever else. So maybe most people feel the way you do. Kind of like the way I feel about a movie. Like, I'm like not really a movie critic. I'm like, that's cool. That's good. There's very few movies I've ever been like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, you know? See, I'm bad with that, though.
Are you?
Well, because I think with halftime, it's like, okay, what? It's like 15 minutes? Cool. I can sacrifice, because we waste so much time on our phones anyways, I can sacrifice 15 minutes of whatever the case. But if you talk about like a 2-hour movie commitment and it's bad, I'll have something to say about it.
Yeah, I get you. All right, so here's the deal. The exercise is we have to come up with the next halftime performance, or one that would rival this one, or however you want to put it. And it's not what we would want necessarily, what we would want to see.
Correct.
And I think that's important. So you got to hit tons of different demographics, and this is a global audience, so it really has to be a big number. I get to go first because I'm not sure when we're going to start the speaking episode of part of this program here, and it might get too loud. And you want to hear what I have to say. So, I mean, I know you guys can't wait for what I have. I think I've done a pretty decent job at this. I wrestled between my third artist of being in, well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm going with the easiest one, slam dunk, off the top. And these have not been able, again, they can't be performers in the past. They haven't, like if they, like Post Malone just did it like last year, right? So he can't do it.
No, he did the national anthem.
He did the national anthem. But to be fair, I considered him, but then I found out he did the national anthem, and then I crossed him off my list.
I did too then.
Since he was a part of the Super Bowl. Hamby, what? Hamby, the rules were clear. I don't know what you're upset about.
He didn't perform the halftime show.
He played in the Super Bowl for the national anthem. Sorry, he's out. Find somebody else. Go ahead, Brent.
Okay. I'm going. Well, maybe I should look this up. Has Taylor Swift performed ever?
He has never performed.
Taylor Swift needs to perform in my.
Taylor Swift will be performing.
Slam dunk. But then she also rules out the Sabrina Carpenters of the world and everyone else because we got that all covered. So Taylor Swift. Not everybody, but a lot of the audience, especially the casuals, will love the performance. It'll be the most hyped up Super Bowl performance maybe of all time if Taylor Swift performs. Next up is Metallica. Metallica is performing right now, like they're on tour. Metallica is Metallica. And I think like that would really hit home with the older folks especially, but still has like some play with younger people. I think younger people respect it. It also feels like a genre of music that could really play in the middle of a football game in a big time show. So we're going to bring Metallica in. They've got to play the halftime show. They're one of the biggest, the best of all time, even though like I didn't listen to them a lot. And I'm way better at organizing this than being my personal one.
You're doing good, man. Keep it up.
Then
is that not three?
No. I did Taylor Swift and Metallica. This is where I wrestled a little bit. I was like, do we get to the hip hop genre Do we go to the real kind of countryish genre because it's such a big genre right now? I will tell you the guy that I wrestled with because I think it would be somewhat controversial, and that was Zach Bryan. I wrestled with that because it's not country, but it's pop country, and he comes with some baggage as well. And I think a lot of people really like him. I don't think all the time people want to assume they like him. I've changed my mind though. No Zach Bryan, because Taylor Swift can cover the country folks too.
She could.
So we are going to go with Future. Future has not played the Super Bowl halftime. Future,
Mask
Metallica,
off.
Taylor Swift. There is my halftime show.
And I'll just say this, and maybe Brent didn't even think about this, but a genius pick with Future because he isn't a lot of features, so he could bring out some other artists to help him out with some of his features because this is what happens at the Super Bowl. So I'm not mad at it. Didn't have Future on Brent Martineau's bingo card, but overall, Hamby, and I do like that. I thought of Metallica a little bit, but then I thought, well, in terms of relevancy, have they had any big hits lately? And the answer is probably no, but there's a nostalgia purpose there. I'm not mad at the list. Hamby, best of luck to you because that's pretty big competition you got.
All right, so pretty much what I'm doing, I looked at whoever headlined a Super Bowl halftime, and if they didn't headline the actual halftime show, I included them as a potential. So my headliner for my Super Bowl this year is going to be RHCP. It's going to be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We're going to rock with them, especially because the next Super Bowl is in L.A. That's their home ground, home base. So I think that's automatically we're hitting a huge demo from some olds, not all olds, but some olds to 90s, 2000s, and I still think they have a lot of reach because they have some new hits in the last couple of years.
You do realize they played with Bruno Mars for the halftime show.
They didn't headline.
Okay.
They did 1 minute of Give It Away. They haven't had their time to shine.
Okay.
I
thought the rules were clear. Obviously not clear enough. Go ahead. All right, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They didn't headline.
Leading off. Go ahead.
Okay. Then, since he didn't perform at the halftime, Post Malone is going to go second.
Hey.
Okay. And one of the songs that he's going to do is the, what's that song called? I wrote it down. I Had Some Help. That way we can get the Morgan Wallen feature in there. So Morgan Wallen can get 30, 45 seconds as well. We're going to wrap it up. You know, the NFL is trying to go global, trying to improve their reach. We're going to go with the Gorillas to get a little hip-hop rap in there.
I'm all for this, but
so
yeah.
Here's how I've got it down. RHCP is going to come out. We're going to do 8 songs. Can't Stop. That's what we're starting with.
Oh, wow. He's going through
Snow.
the whole set list.
Then Post is going to come out and hit an oldie, White Iverson. Then a new one, I Had Some Help, featuring Morgan Wallen. RHCP is going to come back, Under the Bridge. The Gorillas, Feel Good Inc., Clint Eastwood. Then we're going to finish with By the Way. Everybody's happy.
Not even going to do Californication, huh?
Nope.
When you're playing in California.
Nope.
You're going to do Snow.
Snow's amazing.
Unbelievable. No, that's your prerogative. Go ahead.
All
right.
That's my 3.
Didn't follow the rules at all, but it is what it is. I'm not.
He
I like it.
The set list, though. The set list pretty good that he had that plan.
The set list was fantastic, and me personally, like, if this was like me being a fan, this was by far the best thing you could ever do. Like, you say the Gorillas, say no more. Like, I'm all for it. It's just the fact of, I'm not sure how the national audience would respond to the Gorillas because I remember them at Coachella, and it was underwhelming, unfortunately, for the crowd. But for the olds out there like myself, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I would be all.
Is that why you went out to Coachella that year?
Oh no, I didn't see them play at Coachella that year. But I told you this. Every single year I watch like the live stream of the Coachella. Put it in like the living room. Yeah. So they were like one of the headliners, and the crowd was not really responding well, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, what you got?
All right. So I'm gonna copy Brent here, and once again, this isn't for me. This is for the world. So I'm going Taylor Swift. Like in terms of star power, and once again, like I was trying to figure out, do I go genres or do I go olds versus youngs? And I think it kind of falls in both of the ballpark here. So this is for the pop people out there. It's for the kids. I know the old's going to be in their feelings about it, but it is what it is. So go ahead and give me Taylor Swift. To me, it's the no-brainer.
Don't you think she resonates with the olds too, though?
She does. Yeah, that's a good point because she started with the old. So I think she resonates with everybody. Yeah, great point, Brett. Second one.
The thing about Taylor Swift, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because I might get booted out of here in a minute.
You're
but
good.
I like the fact that she's away. It's not like the Chiefs and Kelsey thing is as hot as it was the last couple of years.
True.
So it's away from that a little bit. Okay.
True. Yeah, so I think Taylor Swift is the no-brainer here. This one is kind of the dark horse, and this is like my Post Malone pick, but I didn't pick Post Malone because I can follow my own rules. I'm like Hamby. So I'm going to go with a guy who I feel like is hotter than ever. We're trying to get more of the conservatives to play along. Don't go start your own halftime show. Come on over here. The pool's fine. Give me Jelly Roll. Can't name a song, but I think his story and everything and like what a moment to, because I know his story, don't know his songs, but I know the story. If he just wants to get on stage and talk about his life for 10 minutes, so be it. But I think it's going to resonate with a lot of more of the olds and the country music fans. And it's a nice bridge between pop culture and country music. So give me Jelly Roll. And then last but not least, and this is the one I feel like is also a no-brainer, because now we're going to the more the hip-hop route. And like, you want to talk about professional wrestling, every once in a while, the chairman's got to get out of his seat and show you how to do it, whether it's Vince McMahon, whether it's Triple H. Give me Jay-Z. Let Jay-Z say, okay, you guys don't want this, I'm running the things, then let me do it myself. And I think Jay-Z, in terms of all the people he could bring on stage with him, with all his songs, he's got banger after banger after banger. I think it makes a lot of sense. So give me Taylor Swift, give me Jelly Roll, give me Jay-Z.
Shopping and streaming.
I think that would be big.
It's certainly a game changer for advertising.
All right, it looks like we're
really
starting to go here, Hamby, so you can take it from here. We're probably going to break in a couple minutes anyway.
They're shoppers with intent.
This sounds good.
Yeah. We'll take it from here. Yep, we'll take it from here.
Now I'm talking in my golf voice.
I think right now they're doing the presentation of how to set up the OnlyFans camera. So we'll leave Brent Martineau, let him do his own thing here, Hamby, and we'll keep rolling with it. Hamby, what do you think about Jay-Z?
Okay, so the interesting thing about that selection is there was one thing I thought about doing.
Okay.
The Gorillas for me was picked over, not the same obviously, but over Linkin Park. I thought about having Linkin Park come out for 2 songs. I obviously know Bennington is no longer with us.
Passed. Yep. Then now they have like a female lead singer, which I think the hardcore fans appreciate it because they're still carrying on the music, but there's some of the fan base that feels like you're ruining Chester's memory. Yeah.
So what we could do though is we could play Numb, the encore version. So Jay-Z, right? So you still have those hip hop fans who are in for that, and then if you had Post out there, like he could sing one of their other songs, like In the End or whatever. Like I'm sure he could probably hit some of that stuff. So you only get 1 or 2 songs from them, but Linkin Park obviously is one of the biggest bands out there. So I thought about them, and I thought about Pearl Jam. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm gonna get the olds involved,
now you're getting the olds. Okay,
if I could come out, bro, first song Even Flow, like I feel like everybody's in, like at least to start.
Yeah, but I get that. Like we're in. But I'm trying to think like would my son be in? Because I'll be honest, my son would be what is he? He's saying yabba dabba doo. What is he even? What? Like I'm trying to put my son.
The winner's on its way.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, Jay-Z is part of the selection. That's kind of he's like the chairman. Like Jay-Z oversees.
I didn't know that.
The Super Bowl halftime show.
I had no idea.
His conglomerate, his company. So that's why I kind of compared it to Triple H or Vince McMahon coming out of the office chair and getting back in the ring a little bit. Delphonic goes Taylor Swift, Foo Fighters, Drake. Foo Fighters was on my list as well. Drake was kind of on the list, but then I thought he's
got
Canadian.
to at some point.
Yeah, but the only thing I was going to say is, how do we feel because Bad Bunny, even though I think he is an American citizen, people have an issue with that.
Yep.
How do people feel about Drake being from Canada? That's what I took into account with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Ever seen the wrestler Stephen Flo?
I have seen Stephen Flo, yes.
Who is that?
So, do you know Joe Hendry, the wrestler, right? So he's got his own song, yeah. So Stephen Flo, in that kind of same aspect, is a wrestler, and his entrance song is basically just Stephen Flo.
Oh, I want to watch this guy.
Flo. Okay, well, let's not get monetized or anything. Let's watch it during the break. We go to break here.
No problem.
Because the NHL has been shutting us down. God only knows what professional wrestling. Well, it's not professional. It's indie wrestling.
What league is he in?
Would do. It's the indies, man. I have no idea what it's called.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What would your thoughts be? I had it written down on if we went pop. I was thinking because I was thinking, who would I want, who would be good, but also like California next year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think a guy like Frank Ocean would play?
Mm-mm. No, listen, I like Frank Ocean, but to me, it's too mellow.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about Super Bowl performances, and I take this back though, because to me, the best performance of all time, in my opinion, is Prince.
Yeah.
And it's singing Purple Rain in the rain. I mean, what are we talking about here, right? And then that's a very mellow song, but it was just the scene of it that sticks out in my mind so much. Frank Ocean's a big guy in terms of people our age, Hamby, and younger. One of the biggest, I would say. I don't know if it's going to correlate to the older crowds though. And there are some things for instance, Kendrick. All right, maybe it didn't correlate to everybody. People had an issue with it. I get all this stuff. But at least you can get up and dance to it, right? It had a beat to it. With Frank Ocean, it's more vocal driven and everything, and I feel like the olds wouldn't understand that.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
We got to I mean, my question though is I don't think that the NFL really cares to cater to the olds anymore. I mean, look at their last couple of performances. Bad Bunny, Kendrick, Usher.
True.
Rihanna. I mean, you got some of the olds with Dr. Dre and Snoop.
I always feel like the olds get represented more than
The
national
Weeknd.
anthem. I feel like the olds get represented in the national anthem, and then it's the halftime shows for the kids.
All right, I'm gonna hold on. Let me rattle
Chris
these
Stapleton
off.
and his beard. All right, national
That was
anthem.
a sick one.
But, it was fantastic. Don't get it twisted. It was amazing. But you go from him, and then it's all right, here's Bad Bunny now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna list the last Super Bowl performances. You're gonna stop me when the olds were satisfied.
When the olds were satisfied?
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Bad Bunny, Kendrick, Usher, Rihanna.
Hang on.
The olds?
Because, Hamby, once again, Usher has been around for a very, very long time.
Bro.
And I feel like the olds can appreciate, the guy was dancing his ass off for 15 minutes straight.
The olds were not satisfied.
Okay, olds are not satisfied. I mean, you're speaking for the olds. Fine, keep going.
Rihanna.
Do you want me to? Okay, that's fine.
Let's say the olds were satisfied musically.
Musically, no.
Ears only.
Ears only, absolutely not. But, if you take a pill and it lasts more than 6 hours, extremely satisfied. There you go. Go ahead.
Wow. Dr. Dre and Snoop. Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick.
If you tell me they're not satisfied with Rihanna, they're not going to be satisfied with Dr. Dre and everybody.
Okay, The Weeknd.
Absolutely not.
Shakira, J-Lo.
Musically? No.
Maroon 5. Olds are not rocking.
I wasn't satisfied with. I said I was cool with everything. I wasn't really satisfied with Adam Levine.
That wasn't that bad.
Put your shirt back on, man.
No.
It's 50 degrees outside.
JT.
I think the olds can get behind JT.
No shot.
My grandma could get behind Justin Timberlake. You kidding me?
How about the 70-year-old man?
The 70-year-old man?
Yeah, that's the old.
Oh, I don't know, man.
No.
I can't remember what the performance ever was. Okay, keep going then.
Lady Gaga.
No.
Coldplay.
Confusion. I guess.
I'm kind of a Coldplay fan, but
I bet you are.
old. The first 3 albums.
I bet you are.
It stopped in 2014.
I don't think the olds are on board with Coldplay.
Katy Perry.
Too much colors and rainbows and stuff with Coldplay, that concert. No, absolutely not. Left Shark? Come on.
Okay, Bruno Mars.
No.
Beyonce.
No.
Madonna.
I don't know, man. Do you think like the 70-year-old conservative watching Madonna was like, I remember when I was coming up and she was
Considering
voting.
they brought out LMFAO and Nicki and
No,
CeeLo
absolutely
Green,
not.
I'm going to say no.
No.
Okay? We're all the way back to 2011 now. The Black Eyed Peas.
No.
Here we go. 2010.
You got one.
The Who.
Oh yeah, that's the old special. Dude, I don't even remember 2010 The Who.
I don't either.
Huh.
16 years it's been.
What do you think about
Because the years before that was Prince, Tom Petty, and Bruce Springsteen.
Oh,
The
that was olds. All
Loving
the
it.
olds.
Yeah, Stones, Paul McCartney.
Olds.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey,
So
here
since
comes Eric Clapton,
2011,
2027. Let's go.
that'd be awesome.
Layla.
I'd be in.
Yeah.
So in. It's one of the best songs of all
Okay,
time.
so the last, yeah, one of the best songs of all time. The subject matter though is a little debatable.
I don't even know if I've ever
Look that up.
thought about it.
Hey, it takes a special type of person to talk about an affair in a song and have it be like a Billboard #1 hit. Look it up. Look it up. But I think the last one would have been The Who then, Hamby, for the olds. One band that I was considering in kind of like the vein of Metallica adjacent was AC/DC.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
I think some people will like it.
I think some people will like
But
it
at
too.
the same time, I've heard him, like a snippet of him singing live in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be that bad.
Yeah.
We got a Led Zeppelin reunion.
Daniel, yeah, but it's not, I mean, come on.
Robert Plant.
No, I mean
Come
Jimmy
back.
Page, Robert Plant, but they don't get along. Because I've seen Robert Plant a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen Jimmy Page though. That's still amazing. Dude still sings some Led Zeppelin songs. Daniel Kilkenny's got a question. Define olds, Hamby. Depending on how old you are, will change the answer. 50 plus to me, and I like the majority of the ones listed at 52. See?
Yeah, I think what I'm looking for is like 55 to 70.
See, like I think those guys can appreciate Justin Timberlake even more than I can.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
They had kids when he was first going, which means the answer is no.
Okay.
If you didn't have kids when he was huge, then you can still like him.
Yeah.
And you probably liked him. But if you had kids, no.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Tom Petty's already gone, Stephen Gehring, unfortunately.
But no, I think he's referring to when we were talking about for the old.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
Tom
huge.
Petty he did perform at Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah,
yeah
20 years
that's what
ago.
I'm saying. Olds can also be a mindset.
Sting.
Amen. I'm good with Sting.
Well, yeah, I am an old.
Unless he brings back the Police.
Yeah, he'd have to.
I'm
Stu
good
Cope.
with Sting.
And I'd love to see the Chili's do one more and actually get to do it. Maybe that's just me.
There you go.
All right.
All right, let's take a break.
Yep.
Yeah, feel free to say it in the comments your 3 artists or bands that you'd want to see Super Bowl halftime show. Not your favorite ones. I'm saying the ones that would do the biggest numbers, that wouldn't
Satisfy
offend
all people.
anybody. Good luck trying to do that. Hey, we got more Olympic news we got to talk about. Lindsey Vonn, if she truly does in fact plan to ski for these Olympics, is this one of the gutsiest performances we've ever seen in professional sports?
Bro, put this song in the Super Bowl.
I'm not mad at it. What is this? This is like some Skrillex, not Skrillex, like a Deadmau5 or something. By the way, did you watch the Grammys and see the guy
Nope.
who's like an ED?
Nope.
Okay, we're
Nope.
all good then.
Be right back.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Say he doesn't make a tackle. You still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Lindsey Vonn, Olympics are going down right now. USA is up 5-1 against, I think it's the Czech Republic now, right? That's what you refer to them as? I think so. Against the Czech Republic. Pretty great showing by the USA women, #1 team in the world right now for hockey. More than likely, it'll come down to either them or Canada. I feel like the past, 3 or 4 Olympics, that's the way that it always has. So something to keep track of, but it's crazy, man. We're already in Olympic mode here. I think the opening ceremonies take place on Friday evening. I will be tuned in, locked in, can't wait for them. I am an Olympics junkie after all. And one of the biggest stories going into the Olympics is Lindsey Vonn. A girl who I believe the last go around at the Olympics said that was her final one. Tried attempts to make a comeback and everything. Is still in obviously great shape. Literally the last race, she already qualified. Going to the Olympics, the last, I guess, trial race you can call it, before her appearance here at the Olympics. She goes down, gets airlifted out off the course, and turns out that she ruptured her ACL. And by the way, what is it about, like, it's something to say, okay, you know, I tore my ACL, I ruptured my ACL, right? Like, doesn't the fact of, like, ruptured sounds so much worse than tearing?
No doubt.
Just like, you know, I had a cut, I had a contusion. A contusion sounds so much more like worse to me than, that's great English, Austin. It sounds so much more diabolical to me.
Diabolical?
Than just a cut. Oh, yeah, you know, I had a cut. I had a contusion.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always thought of that as bruise.
A contusion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair. Trauma, body trauma. I feel like there's another word for bruising, though, too. Whatever the case. But ruptured sounds a lot worse. Like a torn Achilles, a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Dude.
Did you take a steak knife and slice it, or did you put a couple firecrackers in your Achilles and watch it go off like the 4th of July? That's the difference to me. Now, Lindsey Vonn ruptured her ACL. One would think, okay, well, no ACL, can't really fix it without, 6 to 7 months. One would think that she's going to be out for the Olympics. And Lindsey Vonn says, we're going to keep on progressing. We're going to keep on going regardless. The show goes on. We move. Your thoughts on, is she 41, Hamby? How old is Lindsey Vonn?
Lindsey Vonn is 41.
41 years old. I've been doing my research. What do you make of the 41-year-old downhiller getting ready to take on another Olympics with essentially one good working knee?
Quarterbacks in professional football should be doing everything within their power to keep Lindsey Vonn from competing in this Olympics.
This dude.
If Lindsey Vonn goes out here with a ruptured Achilles and performs anywhere close to the level that we expect from her, she expects for herself.
Patrick Mahomes is like, shut it down.
Dude.
Shut it down.
Joe Burrow is pissed. Daniel Jones is pissed. All of them. Well, I know Daniel Jones was Achilles.
Yeah.
They should all be pissed. They should be ordering a cease and desist. Get your lawyers involved. Send them to Italy.
Oh, man.
No, but on all seriousness, yeah, I mean.
No, I don't think you're wrong, Hamby. Like,
well, I mean.
It's, and I'll say this much, right?
She's going to prove to everybody, hey, ACL, optional. It's all good.
So my stepdad, who I think is one of the most badass people I've ever come in contact with, when I was in middle school, he ended up tearing his ACL, MCL, and his LCL skiing. He falls, and I'm with him when this happens. I'm snowboarding. So he falls. Mm-hmm. And when I say, like, I mean, we've been over this before. He's a fantastic skier. Dude pushes it way too hard, way too fast. I can relate. I do the exact same thing on my board. Pushed a little too hard. He falls, and he knew something was up. He's like, yeah, I think I tore everything on my knee. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, should we get the sled? And he always had a rule on the hill where unless you're knocked out unconscious, you're not getting the sled. And I can't repeat what he told me on the show, even though we get a couple swear words per episode. Mm-hmm. I'll save them for later. Oh. But he goes, I'm not a bleep and bleep. Okay, sounds good. So ski down then. So we had to ski down the hill, and obviously his knee was wobbly and everything, but he was able to do it. Now, realistically, that might have been at like 40 miles per hour at the top speed. Mm-hmm. And just going straight down with, turn here, turn there, trying to, navigate the people that aren't as good of skiers as he is. It's another thing when you're Lindsey Vonn and you're getting ready to do, 70, 75 miles per hour, and you're trying not to shake hands with God if you catch an edge and you fall. Because catastrophic things can happen at that speed.
No doubt.
On those hills. And I get it. Like, she's not doing the this is kind of behind the scenes a little bit, Hamby. Like slalom is like where you go from gate to gate, right? So you're bobbing and weaving, and it's a lot more pressure on those joints on that knee. This is going to be more of she's going to be tucked, right? And she's going to go down and she's going to just kind of be in her tuck the whole time and then trying to, turn here or there. So it's going to be a lot less, I guess it's going to be more forgiving on her knee than as opposed if she did like the slalom or like even like a super G, giant slalom.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you're doing this on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane, man. Like it
Do we
reminds
think
me
she's
almost
got
of
a
like
shot?
Byron. Say what?
Do we think she has a shot?
I don't know because I don't think she's been skiing. Like I think she's been like practice runs.
I mean, surely before she goes up there on the world stage, she's gonna give it another.
Well, she's
run.
gonna practice, yeah. But then the way you practice, Hamby, and the way when it's all eyes on you, you have what I think 2 or 3 runs to try to get the fastest time. It's a different setup, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, I just don't know what the dynamic is between coach and player. Like, is the coach able to say, "Hey, you got to chill"?
Well, okay, but then let's put ourselves in Lindsey Vohn's shoes really quick. Obviously, this is a girl who's had her fair share of injuries, who thought that her last Olympics was the last one, decided to bust her ass and make another run for it, in Italy. Cool. You fall your last whatever what do we ever call it? Your last race before the Olympics, you fall, you crash, you get airlifted out of there. And now as a coach, you got to go, hey, all that hard work that we did and everything, well, sorry, this actually may be your last go around. And, 4 years from now, you're going to be what? I'm sorry, 45? I don't know, Lindsay. You actually might be done. Like, I don't think any coach wants to have that conversation. And she's shown
have it.
I know, but she's shown videos of like working out and everything. Which once again, I don't understand it. It might be AI, but she's posted videos of herself like in her tuck and doing squat jumps and everything, and she looks fine.
Yeah.
So I understand.
That's quarterback.
Part of a coach is saving your athlete from themselves, but I think part of a coach too is making sure your athlete doesn't live life with any regrets. And I think at the end of the day, I think Lindsay would rather try it. Maybe she doesn't succeed. Maybe she falls. At least you get out there and you try it, as opposed to being, on your bed in Italy watching everybody else go and think, man, my knee feels good. I think I could have did it.
Yeah.
But that's just everyone's going to have a different opinion about that. I understand it. Well, it kind of brings me back to, I was trying to think, like, what are some other, like, injuries that you think of where athletes just prevailed? I mean, Phillip Rivers played with the torn ACL. I believe he did. Byron Leftwich, that would have been at Marshall, right, when he broke his leg. And then they had to carry him in I think it was the bowl game. Hey, this might be a little before your time. Yeah, Byron Leftwich, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, broke his leg at Marshall, couldn't put any weight on it, and finished the game, and his offensive lineman, because they'd go like no huddle, his offensive lineman would carry him to like the spot of the ball because the guy couldn't move with a broken leg. So like that one's crazy. Kurt Angle winning a gold medal with a broken neck.
Kurt Schilling
is crazy.
He had that broken or a torn tendon. That was the bloody sock game. I don't know what the exact injury was, but it was a
blister?
torn. No, it was in his ankle.
No, I remember the bloody sock. I just want to make sure this wasn't just like a blister. This was actually a torn something. Hamby, look it up.
Ankle tendon repair surgery just days before.
Okay. That'll check out then. Okay, yeah, that'll check out.
Kirk Gibson with the homer.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
His hamstring and knee were torn to shreds.
Yep. Jordan flu game, yeah.
Kobe with the torn Achilles.
Oh, shot the free throws.
Make the 2 free throws, but still.
Yeah. That was crazy.
That was.
Yep. Dude, and even like the way that he walked off too, because like I'm reminded of like Paul Pierce when he did something in the playoffs. They had to get wheelchaired out of there. He comes back the next game. Kobe literally ruptured his Achilles, shoots 2 free throws. I think he walked off on his own power, and it's like, okay, well, what was it, an ankle? What happened? No, torn Achilles, ruptured Achilles. What else you got?
This says Jack Youngblood. He's playing record sack with a broken leg. That wasn't a. It looks like a. I don't know when that was. Tiger wins the U.S. Open with a broken leg.
That's right. Yeah.
There's the Donovan McNabb plays out of his mind on a broken ankle.
Yeah, dude. There was one time.
2002.
There was one time where Tiger was so good, he's like, let me just go out and break my leg and let me try to make it a little more competitive for everybody. Insane. I think T.O. too had something.
T.O. Yeah.
T.O. had a broken, I want to say.
Broken leg and ligament in his ankle.
And that dude still had a
He went for 9 and 122.
in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Daniel Kilkenny, good one. Daniel Jones this year. Yeah, maybe shouldn't have played on it in retrospect. Remember when we were questioning it the entire, like when we heard, hey, he's got a broken leg? Maybe it's not such a good idea. Well, hindsight being 2020 definitely wasn't a good idea. You got anything else, Hamby?
All I got.
Okay. I'm sure there's some more out there. What's the worst injury you ever played with?
Broken toe.
Cody Rhodes, Hell in a Cell was a great one. Ruptured bicep.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Dude, and I don't think that was makeup. I think that was all just blood going to the affected area. I'm sorry. What'd you say with your injury, Hamby?
I mean, I had a fracture in my toe.
In baseball?
Yeah.
Which I feel like aren't the most forgiving cleats.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't like that bad.
Not ideal though.
No, it hurt.
You were a fielder? Like as an infielder?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably middle school.
Okay, but no, I'm saying is like what
Yeah,
was worse, like hitting and then try to run the base, or like playing defense?
Probably trying to put my foot in the ground when I threw.
Okay.
Like say, make a backhand play up the middle as an infielder and trying to make a throw, something like that.
Damn, Steven, I stand corrected. Yes, I said it was bicep. It was a pectoral muscle. Thank you for that.
I mean, dude, you probably got a laundry list.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the worst one. I mean, I had a fractured back that I played with my freshman year of JV that I eventually I couldn't walk anymore. So that I had to get they took me out of football.
Did you have to have surgery?
No, I was out for 4 months though. And I had to wear a back brace. All the kids called me Quasimodo after the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So that was really cool. That was a fun time.
Love it.
Oh yeah, the best. But I would probably say the worst injury I ever played with was my Liz Frank injury. Did it in training camp. Came back. I want to say it was week 4. And it was a nightmare because I literally would have to exit meetings 20 minutes early and it drove Joe Cullen up a damn wall, but I had no choice. So I had to leave meetings 20 minutes early every single day for practice because they had to tape my foot up in a special way. And then they had to put carbon fiber inserts in my cleat so I couldn't flex my foot at all. So needless to say, all I could play was the first down and second down on run plays because when it came to rushing the passer, I couldn't get off the ball. It was just, it was bad. So, yep, had my Liz Frank and ended up getting a stress fracture on the other side of my foot because the way they taped it, it put a lot more pressure on the other side of my foot. And then it was a nightmare. Finished the season on it. Wasn't great. Had to relearn how to walk again and then relearn how to walk. Led to relearning how to run. But thankfully, we're all good, man. It is what it is. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So that was probably the worst one I played with.
That's pretty serious right there.
Yeah, man, not fun. And I say this all the time. And what a harmless name, the Liz Frank injury.
Yeah, make it. Yeah, it sounds.
Even when I say, hey, coach, I ruptured my Liz Frank, he'd be like, okay, so what? Do you need some water? Are we good? What? And you know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
can we get a better, more suitable name for such a serious injury than an Elizabeth Frank? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Delphonic. So I swear to God, so sometimes I think we share a brain, man. Because I think that the chat's a little delayed.
Yeah, right on
just
time.
Said it. Yeah.
Right on time.
Cool.
Love it.
All right, man. You got anything else, Sammy?
That's it.
All right, man. Well, with that being said.
What's the score of that hockey game?
Oh, 5-1. USA's got it in the bag. And by the way, there's a girl for the USA who is 6'1", which means she's probably 6'4" on skates.
She's a unit.
That's Jason Hamby, everybody, at 14. I'm kidding. No, she's a specimen. I'm kidding, Hamby.
That was going over my head.
No. I mean, I guess you could call women units. I don't know. I don't know if they appreciate that or not.
Well, I mean, if she's 6'4".
On skates?
Yeah.
Dude, she's towering over and these Czech girls are pretty tall as well.
Uh-huh.
This girl is just, I guess basketball didn't work out for her and she's doing well on skates, playing defense, but
hey, we'll take it.
It is what it is,
Yeah,
man.
We want that on our team.
All right, are we all in studio tomorrow? Where's Brent Martineau tomorrow?
He's out.
Okay, never mind. Well, I'll be here for the first hour and a half.
We're going to have Super Bowl props for you guys. It's going to be fun.
Brent's going to be out. We got Super Bowl props tomorrow. Probably give our Super Bowl predictions and everything like that. For Jason Hamby, pushing all the right buttons. Brent Martineau at TPC. I'm Austen Lane. Go USA. Stay safe. Stay casual. Check you out tomorrow. Peace.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service. A meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this